Oh, behave.
Tonight, we bring you this week's Flight Sim news, preview Just Flight's PA-38 Tomahawk, Captain Sim with a C-130, and NZA simulations bring us a brand new scenery. Oh, and I hurt me hand. I really hurt me finger. It's so sore. Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the middle of the week. The midweek shuffle, the let's get over the hump day. It's time for the news. And tonight we have news. We're going to be checking out this week's flight sim news. We're also checking out the preview of the upcoming Piper PA-38 Tomahawk from Just Flight. Captain Sim has a C-130 Hercules. And we're going to check out scenery from NZA called, now wait for it, right? I couldn't even do it during the intro. Tauranga. I'm sticking to it. Tauranga. It's something like that, right? It's Kiwi. Well, it's Maori, but it's up that neck of the woods. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But I hope you're all keeping very well. Jeez. Right, now, I'm going to start off now with a tale of ouch. You can't see it now because I cleaned it up, look. Jesus. And I don't know how to show you this finger without being terribly rude. How do we... Will it pick that up? Look, I'm not doing what you think I'm you can't see it now because it's terrible, right? I don't know why I keep I'm not trying to, give it the bird or anything, but look, that finger there, it's shagged. I nearly lost it, lads. I'm not going to lie. Nearly lost it. So, wait till you hear this, right? Wait till you hear this. So, the oven. Got a new oven. Brilliant. Got a new oven. And it's a Kenwood oven. And you pulled out the old oven this morning, right? I was left in charge. Pulled out the old oven. And there's no isolator switch. There's no isolator switch for the oven, right? And I thought that was a bit odd. There should be an isolator switch of some kind. And there wasn't. So I said to myself, I did what most normal people do. Does this look right? He's like, Jesus. I said, yeah, there's no isolator switch. So next thing we got the phone call from the man. Mr. Man, who was delivering the new oven, right? And he said, hello, he said, I'm the man delivering the new oven. I said, hello, I'm the man waiting to receive the new oven. What's the story? He says, I'll be there in an hour. I said, grand. I said, come here to me now. Because Murphy's a genius. I paid for the full service, installation. Jesus, it's like the intro to one of those movies out of the 70s. You know, the one that Gibbo and Muse to watch. Remember them videos you gave me before, lads, right? Hello, I'm here to install your oven. Oh, behave. I'm not to hit me finger. But anyway, he said, look, yeah, I'll be there. And I said, the thing doesn't actually have an isolator switch. I said, it's just a wire coming out the wall.
Look at this big Jesus.
It's just a wire coming out of the wall. Oh, that's not very good, he said. Balls, I said. What do we do here? He says, I can't install it. It needs an isolator switch. Right, says I'll find me an isolator switch. Sure. You always have an isolator switch lying around, right? Anyway, I didn't. So, one thing led to another. We took out the other oven anyway. And then my dad headed off. He had to get birdseed. Or at least that's what he told me. I'm off now, son. I'm away to get birdseed. We've no bird seed feeder, but that's not important right now. What is important, I was left to my own devices, you see, and I was able to disconnect the electricity supply going to the oven. I can do things like that. There's a switch on the wall that says oven. The oven was off. Brilliant, I thought. So Mr. Man arrived and he brought in the new oven and he looking at this one, he going, yeah, you're going to need an out switch there. Grand, says I. So I started ringing up electricians, and here's one for you now, lads. There's a lot of money to be made if you want to become an electrician in Ireland, in Tipperary, because whenever you ring one, well, they're booked out.
Big switch, good buddy.
They're booked out for the next 5 weeks. As Arch NDA rambles in with the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Story time at Murph. We're getting to the news now in a minute, but this is huge news, and I may have inadvertently flipped the bird to everyone watching, but it's because I have a serious ouchie on me finger, look. But anyway, I digress. So, no, we can't help you. Need at least 5 weeks. Right, okay. And I told this fella anyway my predicament. I said, listen, this is where I'm at. I said, Mr. Man is here delivering the oven and we can't do the thing with the oak. He said, nothing we can do. It'll take about 5 weeks before we get out to you. I was like, Jesus, it's not that far. But anyway, to make a very short story very long, I have a great habit of doing this. I said to Mr. Man, I said, well, sure, listen. I said, let's just, put the new oven down. And you take away the old oven, I'll disconnect it. So off I went, remember Home Improvement? Right? It was tool time. And so off I went with the spanner and I disconnected the wires. And I'm a genius because I took a photograph of what it should look like when it's assembled. The electrical cabling. And you shouldn't be doing this stuff. I, of all people, shouldn't be doing this stuff. But anyway, so I disconnected it and he took it away. And then made the stupid mistake not putting the Banjax microwave into the same thing that he was taking away to the Wee recycled. Do you have that in your country? Wee? It's called Wee. I'm just going down to the Wee bank. You don't put... No, it's WEEE, whatever they call it. Anyway, that was grand. So I'm now left in my house on my own with a new oven on the floor and a big massive long cable coming out of the wall, and I'm thinking, but Jesus, then this shouldn't be too hard, right? So lifted the new oven, all 53 kilos. I'm telling you, lads, proper workout today, right? And put the oven up in the gadget. That was grand. And I said, right, sure, I might as well just install it. Like, the isolator switch is really only there for, you know, the Mr. Mans of this world coming to take another one out or doing a bit of a service. You know, the oven that was there, it was there for 18 years. Not so much as a bother. It'll be grand, says I, as a short-term temporary solution until, you know, the other Mr. Man arrives who has the credentials to put in an isolator switch. And from there, friends, it went terribly downhill fast. So the wire, the original wire that was in there, I tried to negotiate a maneuver. Right, I tried to manipulate the movement of physics, and one of the strands of copper stabbed at an alarming rate. It stabbed into the gap. Look down on your right. Everyone, if you have a right hand, look down on it. If you have a middle finger, look at it as well. And I want you to focus on the area. As you look down like that, look down onto your middle finger. Do it now, I'm telling you, this works. Look down, and you see the bit of a gap there between your skin and your fingernail along the side. If you were to put, you know, a bullseye in the middle of your fingernail on your middle finger, well, look at the 9 o'clock position. It was precisely there that this rogue bit of copper decided to say, Asher, come here. It made its entry in that location. The incision was made. And it then went from the 9 o'clock to about 27 minutes past 6 o'clock. And then all hell broke loose. It was followed by an immediate, oh Jesus, oh God, right, and words to that effect. They got very they got very kind of, you know, whatever word you want to use, but you couldn't repeat them, do you know? And I said, yeah, that's an ouchie. Me finger, I said, but I continued on, and I had everything reinstalled. Right, brilliant. Now I didn't turn on the power yet. And I remembered, I said, right, well, the photograph has the brown wire at the top, the blue wire in the bottom, and the green wire, which is the earth, unmistakable, going kind of off somewhere else. And I'm looking at it, and I said to myself, do you know, brown is live. Brown is live, and blue tends to be negative, or, you know, neutral. We call it neutral. You see, Ireland used to work off the UK way of wiring things up. I couldn't say wowing, pesky Romans, but right, we used to use the UK thing, and then I don't know what it was, we started using the EU way of doing things, so they changed the shagging colours on us, right? And you're not going to be one of those guys, don't look at my history, who goes onto YouTube and says how to wire an oven. Right? Because all of the warnings, get a professional. But anyway, I put it all together. And I don't know what it was. Before I turned on the electricity, I said to myself, Jesus, I need to check this. And it turned out I had it the wrong way around. I had the brown going into neutral and the blue going to live. That could have been... The oven would have worked once, but man alive, the fire would have been amazing. So I changed it all around. And every time I was changing it, I had to use that area between 9 o'clock and, you know, 6:27 of me middle finger negotiating all the wires, and I had to cut the wires using nothing but a friggin' knife and fork. A knife and fork to cut the wire. I've no tools here because my dad went off to get birdseed, you see. But anyway, the long and the short of it is this, friends. The oven is in. I pressed the button. It even said welcome. It says welcome on my oven. Come on. Who has an oven that says welcome? Not that you'd be ever stepping inside one. And it worked. And you had to turn it on for like an hour, you know, at 180 degrees to get rid of, you know, the veneer and smells or whatever. It says it in the book. Turn it on for an hour and, you know, it'd be grand. Right, says I. So we turned it on for an hour, and the cat was just fascinated, you know. The human is doing something, you know, that doesn't involve him sitting down. And, yeah, All is well in the realm. Mr. Two-Tone came home. She was like, oh, golly. Well, she didn't say that. She saw the mess that I left behind me. But she said, oven is working. And then tonight, friends, we had our first hot meal in at least 2 days. Well, what day is today? Wednesday. Our first hot meal in 3 days. Right? 2 days. 2 days. And it was grand. It was piping hot. So great success. The oven is in, but my finger is incredibly sore. As in, it's incredibly, like, it's I don't know, lads. I was lucky to get away with my life on scale. I'm telling you, like, it mightn't sound bad, but I can tell you, it's almost the equivalent of the worst pain known to man. Jesus, me finger. Look, if you just move, like, it has its own flap now. Your finger shouldn't have a flap. But anyway, that's what happened to me today. That's what happened, right? So what did you do today? Oh, I went to get my car washed as well, because it was covered in bird stuff, right? And I curbed the left tire. It's fine. I got out and I checked it. It's fine. But I nearly vomited and cried at the same time. But yeah, it's right. Anyway, welcome in. Hope you're well. Have you any news? Does anyone know someone?
Now, you could push it in. You could pull it in.
Does anyone know
or
someone?
Tow it in. Right here.
You can put in an isolator switch. No? No? I don't either. Well, I do, but he'd be 5 weeks away, right? Now, remind me not to be touching that finger. Anyway, who's here? Welcome in. Jesus. We're here for the news, right? Airlock Doc is here. He says, in tonight's news, Mrs. Two-Tone gets 1/10 of a kitchen. No, I'm just telling you the kitchen is grand. Murph gets a Purple Heart. And as usual, there is no news being broadcast on another station. Stay tuned for more. Welcome in. Captain Sickbag is here. Good to see you. Viper Strike, welcome in. Ablaze, happy Wednesday. Mr. Z Rider's in the house. Good to see you. Assidious is here. Vacuum, good day. P.S. Mirandai, hello there. Welcome in. Super Ties in the house. Muse Fan, happy hump day. How is his loonies? He says. Brilliant. Baldrick, hello Baldrick. You're very welcome aboard. Eagle Airways, good to see you, Aaron. Welcome aboard. Cyrus T is here. Good to see you, man. Lead Ballooner, thank you for the 4 months. You absolute legend. Great to see you, man. Roy is here. He says, hello, everyone. Let's break the week in half. I like that story, yes. Night Zap is here. Spitfire RAF 100. You're very welcome aboard. Shuffle Shoes shuffles in. QC Frank is here. Have you survived your dyed hair? I didn't dye me hair. What are you talking about? Oh, Jesus, don't look at the top of my head. That looks terrible in this light. Hang on. Yeah, look, it's way better now. Look, don't do the fucking ISO thingy. Right, oh Jesus. Let's not go into hair dyeing stuff. Hemmingbird is here. She says, I'm writing a book about tornadoes and hurricanes, but it's still in the draft stages. Oh, that joke blows. Jesus. Good to see you, Hemmingbird. Now, where are we at? We're over here. Vince C, good to see you. Toto's in the house. Welcome in. Now, let me see. We're over here, look. Old Veteran 965. Scott, you're very welcome in. Happy Wednesday to you, my guy. Where did you have that finger? Listen, right, you know, Jesus. I showed you the picture on Discord. I nearly bled out. Nearly. Razor Cab, good to see you. Mick Ham is in the chat. Good to see you. Goblin Zeus, bonsoir. Hemmingbird says, Murph, looks 8 out of 10. Intelligence, 4 out of 10. Fingers, 9 out of 10. Right, a hand model, be brilliant, right? Now, Tauranga, says Canoehead. Is it Tauranga? Let's go with Tauranga. It's not to write it now, though. It's Tauranga. Right, we'll go with Tauranga. It's a very nice place, but it is smelly. Where is Tauranga? Jesus. Onboard Simulations, good to see you. Zybok Doc calling from Denmark. Hello from Tipperary. Hope all is well. Pole Active. Wait, what? How many times will Murphy mention his finger? We can play Army Finger Bingo. That's a total overstatement. That would never be needed at all. That would never be needed at all. I'd only say it once. Read between the lines, right? I wasn't ablaze. I wasn't flipping anyone off. Jesus, that makes 3 mentions so far. Huh? Akulla, good to see you. You should off getting the guy in. Wait, what? Who? Calm down now, lads. Right, we'll take this one step at a time as we try to assess.
Who's in charge?
I don't know who's in charge.
What you're doing.
Swap21, good to see you. Hope you're well. Arch98, thank you very much indeed for the raid. Great to see everyone. Hope you lads had a fantastic stream and you're looking well. You're looking well. Down a tip.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour.
You're gonna see some serious shit.
What do you mean down with tip? Up tip. Up tip. Yes, yes. Now, where are we at? Canoe head 4. Wait, what? What I didn't see, I can't see again. Brilliant. Sim update 15, now May 7th. Eamon, is that what they finished up with? Scorpio 49 rambles in with a bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon, the pair of slippers and dressing gown. Did you call it a dressing gown or a house coat? Did you call it a dressing gown or a house coat, right? And you also say, is it a duvet, right? Or for those who are very particular like myself, you know, of a certain vintage, right? Of a certain upbringing, perhaps. Entitled, one might say. Patrician class, even. Was it called a powham? Right? Now, if you're sitting there going, this fella's completely lost his will to live. Well, I lost a lot of blood today, lads. I'm not going to lie. Like, right, do you know, we're not firing on all 6 cylinders. And my finger's very sore. But apart from that, did I tell you that hurt my finger today? I'll stop showing you, you know, because it's quite rude. I can't wait to tell the lads in work tomorrow. Lads, you'll never guess what I did today. Right? You know, that'll keep them going. And I'll get till at least lunchtime out of this. Right? Now, let me see. The Aviator. Good to see you, man. Where are we at now? Sunjammer, welcome at 5. Wait, what? No Undies McGee says, but Murph, if the thumb is not a finger, then we don't have a middle finger. Ah. That's above my level of aptitude. But yes, I mean, well, a thumb, well, it can do... A thumb. Yeah, sure, I get it. Now, let me see, we're over here. Are we still talking about... No, we're not. Colourful, indeed it is.
In a glass case of emotion.
So you used very not safe for work colourful language, Lena. Kind of. Well, no, not really. It was more like, oh gosh, oh golly, oh drat. It wasn't, absolutely not. No, it was something that even a sailor would feel embarrassed about. But you're right, we get the idea. Now, did you do a dance in the kitchen? I did do it. I did a moonwalk in the kitchen. Well, I call it a moonwalk. It's my version of the moonwalk. Effectively, I just slide backwards on my toes, right? I was able to I moonwalked at my wedding. And they were all like, Jesus Murphy, it was me wedding party piece. I moonwalked. Now, it wasn't like that before you think about it. It's like one of these trendy weddings that have all the people coming out looking like Muppets. No, I had a couple of pints, I was enjoying myself, and a bit of music came on that I liked, and I suddenly started moving backwards. Me finger. Right, so that's what I did. And it was brilliant. Well, I thought it was brilliant. Everyone else said it wasn't. How long did it take for the fleet of ambulances to arrive? Right, nearly as long as the electrician. They changed the wiring 40 years ago. Yes, and what's your point? They changed it, didn't they? Right, now where are we at? We're over here. That's a bad oven. It's a bad omen in larger life. I saw that earlier on. Burning its way to the bone it was. Right, macheting its way to the nerve. Nasty O'Neill, right? And now Ireland is on fire. No, Dakey, it's fine. It's absolutely grand, right? Now, I see smoke in the background. Wait, what? You turn on the oven to burn off the blood. Oh, right. You now have to hack the oven to say... Wait, you now have to hack the oven to say AJH when you open it, right? Right, it's grand, lads, right? The important thing is we're all right. Cyrus here's like 15 minutes for a finger. I can't get these minutes back. Shh. Fine, right? It's fine. You be telling everyone. Jesus, one of the lads the other day nearly lost his finger putting in an oven. What did he do? He jabbed himself with a bit of copper wiring. Lucky to get away from it, he would have been. Jesus. You can just see it now, you know, down in the pub or something. Now, I demolished the old kitchen. Oh, good man. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Me helped fit a new boiler, says Sunjammer. Don't mention boilers. Well, ours is working, but like, it's not great. The cooker switch. Sunjammer, good stuff.
Hello.
Top Gun extension is leaving Microsoft Flight Sim in May. Huh? What do they mean by that? It's leaving it. I didn't catch the end of the dev stream. And usually I'm very good at that. Scott, good to see you, Scott. Long way to Dublin, Merv. It is. Did you have finger food? Nova Stuff is here. Good to see you, man. Welcome aboard. Now, I don't know what an isolation switch is. Is that an Irish thing? Probably. It's a switch. It's like a second fuse switch, but the switch isn't fused. So you have your main power coming out your switchboard, and then it goes into the oven. An isolator switch is like a breaker in between both ends. Stupid. You don't need it. Clearly you don't need it. Bill Barrett is here. Good to see you. Martel, welcome aboard. Now, up fellows, C-130 flyers or not. We'll be checking it out here now in a moment, right? Mad looking. Thought I turned into an episode of Casualty. Test pilot, it was like an episode of Casualty here. Casualty, it was a combination between Casualty, Flying Doctors, Little House on the Prairie, and Murder, She Wrote. All together in the one sitting. Brilliant, right, brilliant. Right, Tarmo, good to see you. Jesus, SK Sun is here, welcome in. Jan Drace, welcome aboard. Kanzui, 30 months. He says, you know, I threw a ball for my dog today. It's a bit extravagant, I know, but it was his birthday and he looks great in it. He looks great in a tuxedo. Good to see you, Kanzui. 30 months, man. Thank you very much. Mr. Dan is here. How are we diddling? We're diddly doodling. Good to see you. I missed the result of the poll. Did you do a poll, you mad video? Wombat 49. G'day, mate. He says, I have the wallet ready for new stuff. Chart. Right, it'll be grand. It'll be absolutely grand. Right. Now let me see. There's people on YouTube. Murph, I hope you didn't. Oh, wait. I hope you're okay and you didn't lose too much blood today with the oven attacked you. Right? Catbat9 knows the crack. He knows the real life dangers of wires and stabbing yourself with a bit of copper. But yes, Ghost is here on YouTube as well. Welcome aboard. Who's this? Mrs. TPH17, welcome in. Or TPHI17, welcome in, welcome in. And Tritz4 is there as well. If I forgot anyone, say hello. Do you know, say hello. I tried to say hello to everyone in the chat. It probably drives some people mad, but sure, listen, you know, you take the time out to say hello to me. Cool, good to see you. Did you catch the end of the dev stream? Any Bills bring the Beluga and A400? I kind of knew that was Any Bills, but yeah, they probably announced that was them behind it. Who knows when it'll get there until it is out. Indeed. York said that they need another week because of the WASM bug, says Larger Life. Jesus, lads, another week? Oh, lordy. Stick Figure, good to see you. So they have to drag the broken Skoda to the Skoda is grand, boss man. It's absolutely flying now. If you need a contact Murph, he'll leave you his digits. Jesus. Right, we need to see Murph moonwalking. Yes, yes, indeed. Where's this now? I reckon he can't do it. Hang on now. We need to see Murph moonwalking. I reckon he can't do it. Challenge accepted, Muse. Murph wanted to dress up as a clock for Halloween, but he couldn't as he's only got two little hands. I've no comeback to that at all. Some things from the dev stream. European Cities 2, a short Sky van and a Top Gun Maverick getting deleted in a month's time. What do they mean it's getting deleted? As in, you can grab it now and then it's gone forever? What, a license maybe? Mick Ham, thank you for the Prime subscription. You're very, very kind. Good to see you. Travis Adams is here. They're pulling it from the marketplace, but if you already have it, it stays that way. Thank you, Travis. Scorpio says, you haven't told us your blood group or how many pints transfusion they gave you. O positive and 7. No, it wasn't 7. But yeah, that's mad, isn't it? Let me see. Corporal Kip Fox, good to see you. Any Bills doing the next local legend again? And default aircraft for the sim. I like Any Bills. I like the aircraft that they make. However, the default aircraft... We'll get into all this now in a minute. I'll get all super serious now because I do want to share my opinions. And sometimes people won't agree with them. And that's okay. It just means you're not right. And I'm always right. Except for that one time I thought it was wrong. But it turned out I'm only messing. I'm not that sort of a fella. But those who know me agree. I am. Right, now where are we? We're over here. I am only joking. June will be leaving then as well. Probably. Now let me see. NZ Woody. Sounds like an episode of Home Improvement. Right? Home Improvement was brilliant. Way ahead of its time. Just don't try to fix the kitchen counter. It could cost you an arm and a leg. Right? Dougal McTavish, the chairman, is here. Good to see you, man. Now let me see. Dunderheed. Welcome aboard, man. Tanner says, hello, all. Still moping myself off the hillside from yesterday. Oh, Jesus. You're mopping yourself off the hillside from yesterday. What happened? Wait, I'm taking all these jokes very well. High 4. Oh no! If there was ever going to be some sort of a contest, you know, between myself and Hummingbird, I have a terrible feeling she'd win. Because speed, lad, speed. Right, now, where are we at? Can you show us your NVIDIA finger? I mean, filter. Jesus, I was telling you. For those who just came in now, lads, you may have just rambled in. Look, why isn't that working? Oh, right. I made a terrible mess of me. Well, I didn't make a terrible mess. I nearly lost me. Well, I didn't nearly lose it, but like I hurt me finger earlier on. Look, and you can't really see. Well, you kind of can. Look, can you see the damage done to me finger from there? Look, remember I told you it's between It's between the 9 o'clock and the 6 o'clock, although the gaping wound is by the 9 o'clock. It's terribly sad, right? Terribly, terribly sad. And but anyway, I'm now going to move back into my chair and transition to a new scene for dramatic effect whilst moving backwards. All right. The transitions are getting better, aren't they, though? They are. They're getting better, lads. They're getting better. Anyway, look at this thing. It's a big plane. And, well, this one is from Captain Sim. We're going to be checking this one out in a little bit after we cover some news. But it's been an interesting week. And, of course, yes, we have the developer update that we just saw now tonight. So, before we get into the news, I suppose, some initial feedback from the developer stream, right? From the developer stream. And, well, what we found out was that Sim Update 15, they're still working on it. They had working title on, chatting about the new G3X, which looks incredible. It actually looks incredible. And it's great to see the feedback coming from...
They've done studies, you know.
Yeah.
60% of the time, it works.
Every time. When you see third-party developers coming back and saying, hey, you know, we really like what you've done here. We saw Rel comment there, you know, they made it very modular and it's easier to follow and all this sort of stuff, which is great. But I don't know, did anyone feel the dev stream was a little bit kind of, I don't know, did they kind of drag on a little bit with not much news? I don't know, it was like, well, we don't have much to say. It's no one's fault. We don't have much to say because, well, we're still working on it. Do you know what I mean? Maybe they should have pushed it back, I don't know. But the good news was, well, things are still progressing. Sim Update 15, very much progressing, with a lot of fixes in store for us, right? A lot of kind of enhancements and better performance, couple of new features, and it's interesting, right? And, you know, it's let's see where they go with that. But I just see now, like, if they're going to push it out till friggin' May, like, Jesus, right? But let's hope it's released and, like, we just don't have any problems with it. You know what I mean? We also got a little bit of an insider shot of what the next world update might be. York said that he has an aircraft currently in Brazil, which is great. And then they spoke about the new European cities, including Barcelona. I think they said Madrid as well, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, they mentioned the Skyvan. It's a short 7, I think it is, Skyvan. Mainly used for parachuting. That's going to be the next aircraft that they add for the local legend or the historic legend or whatever it is. Basically, York said, you know, when they focus on a city update or a world update, he'll talk to kind of the local people and say, you know, what aircraft carries the most, you know, gravity in this place. What do you like? Do you know what I mean? So he mentioned Brazil. I can only imagine it's an Embraer. I could be very wrong on that one though. I don't know. But yeah, like, not much news on flights in 2024, although you guys are saying that Inibills are making more aircraft for that. Again, listen, it's all well and good. It's great. And yes, let's have more aircraft. But I put a question out during that chat and I don't know, I didn't get the response I was looking for, and they're not going to give you all the information straight away. But I had mentioned about, hey, would it be possible, or does it even make sense? What if the sim had some sort of, you know, health status thing, whereby it could self-diagnose if an issue is active within your simulator? And the point I'm making is, right, hey, Kaharia is here, the lovely Kaharia. Welcome in. The point I'm getting at, right, Asobo know exactly what the code is. I mean, it's their code. They know exactly what's good for it, and they know what conflicts with it, or, you know, slows it down or breaks it. They know this because, well, it's their code, right? And I did give a shout out to Parallel 42 because, well, SimStaller does at least point us in the right direction to say the following add-ons are actually conflicting with the base code. These add-ons are causing something. It could be good, but we don't know. But at least they're pointing us in the right direction to say, if you have a problem, well, these are the ones causing your problem. So instead of like just using safe mode, which doesn't do anyone any good. Let's be frank about it. I'll still be Murph. But, like, it doesn't do anyone any good going in safe mode. For what? Sure, I mean, okay, the default vanilla sim is beautiful. There's no point saying otherwise. And, you know, the free content and all this sort of jazz, it is great. It's super. But the vast majority of us, well, we want the third-party products. We want the aircraft, we want the sceneries, and eventually we're going to want all the plugins and the utilities that come with that. If the sim had some way of having its own ability to say, hey, the following add-on is causing an issue, at least you can isolate it. Or, why is my performance dropping? Or, why isn't that, or why is the aircraft sound bleeding through? Or, do you know what I mean? It'll the sim should be able to pick up to say, we're not liking this because of that. And then you can say to yourself, brilliant. Go back to said developer and say, hey mate, your aircraft, the one I gave you money for? Well, it's causing this problem. Can you look at that? And right. I mean, that's progress. Progress. We saw it with Hangar Studios. Was it Hangar Studios? I'm almost certain it was. Hang on now. Hangar Studios 713, because it was to do with the Navion and the Cam Air. Yeah, it was. Hangar Studios, right? So I did a video for SimStaller with Edson from Parallel 42. And it was just me using the product to say, this is what it can and can't do effectively, right? And on that video, Hangar Studios saw that one of his add-ons was, little alarm bells were being raised to say it's causing conflicts. And he was like, what? So what he did, he went back to his product, removed all the stuff and put in his own. And now there's zero conflicts with his aircraft. That's kind of how we want to fix it, because Coronado aircraft, for example, they will change all the font. They change the base code font so that the font that they use on their add-ons works in the sim. Now, that's all well and good. Whenever another product is loaded in, it'll do the same, and do the same. But if it causes you a problem, we've no way of figuring out, hey, this is actually causing a problem. You know what I mean? So anyway, I thought that was a great idea, and I should be elected president of the ideas. But who knows what they can do. See, me being a feeling type of human. Wait, what? Feeling type of human. I thought it was a life-threatening situation. Oh, wait, Trits. What happened, Trits? Now, where are we at? I agree. It'd also be helpful for devs. Then they know what to fix and how to address the issue. Well, Bossman, I think devs can do a lot of it, right? Devs can do a lot of it because, well, they're used to mucking around inside developer mode. They can see certain things in developer mode. And, Seb said he has 7 PCs in his office and they're all set up for long haul flying and everything else. Well, how many add-ons is he using? How many third-party add-ons is he using? I would say if you use Microsoft Flight Simulator in its vanilla state, I would say it's, I would say it's relatively bulletproof. Relatively bulletproof. I mean, it works very well. When you start putting the third-party products in there, that's when the thing starts going, huh? Right? But the reality is, the user base, from my understanding, us lot, well, we want to use the third-party add-ons. So how do we make it better? That's all. And then we get into we just get into, well, if you're going to have third-party products, there needs to be better support for third parties. But then again, well, Microsoft and Asobo, well, they can't exactly look after everything that the third-party guys are going to do. It opens up the whole, I'm my head is sore, I need to go and lie down. But I just think if there was something there from the sim itself, if I were to compare X-Plane, and this is just one situation, if I'm an X-Plane and an aircraft does not load in correctly, I'll get a bubble on the screen to say, hey, there's something wrong with this aircraft. Either the VR configuration is wrong or the sound file is wrong. Check its log file. And it'll tell you exactly what's wrong with that add-on. Exactly. It'll tell you exactly what's wrong with it. And then you're like, oh, Jay's right. I better update it, or, get onto the dev and say, hey, man, you have a problem. I just wish I had that. You know what I mean? Conti had a 16 megabyte dump log from X-Plane the other day, but at least he got to the log. That's the thing. So I hope, wouldn't it be great? Because if you're only using 1, 2, or even 10 add-ons, it's relatively easy to pinpoint what's gone wrong. If you have more than that, I mean, consider all the liveries, all the aircraft, all the sceneries. Sure, Jesus, where did we go? Do you know what I mean? So, interesting. But again, I think it's June before they give us any sort of an indication when Flight Sim 24 releases. And we know that's where the bulk of the development is right now. Let's see. Sim update 15. Yes, let's have it. It's designed to bring stability and also performance. There was a couple of eye-opening moments, issues with DirectX 12 brought up on the dev stream as well. They're not aware of stuff. And here's the thing as well, right? And for all the good, and there's so much good. There is so much good. There is. Communities have been formed. We've had some of the best events. There is so much good. What's frustrating is, if I had an issue with my sim, and, you know, okay, this is wrong. I'll go to the forums and it might get picked up there because other people have the same issue, right? Or I'm brought to Zendesk and then you have to tell them your life story and then they'll come back to you with a solution that probably won't sort it, but you'll try it anyway. Then you go back to them again. Like, and then even to say, okay, well, here's a knowledge base. If you have these following issues, try all of these things. I don't know. It's like, do things get lost? Are they lost in translation? Or are they lost in the system? Do you know what I mean? If you have a serious issue and you get loads of people to vote on it, eventually, look at the multiplayer problem. It's still there. It's still active. What happened? Twice they marked it as fixed. Twice they've marked that problem as being fixed when it's not. It's still not. Is it getting better? No, it's still the same. You might think it's getting better. It's the same problem. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's very interesting. The backlog are only necessary because of third-party devs. If the owner doesn't create rules and regulations, then you get havoc amongst the users. Yeah, probably. I don't know. I don't know. But like, it's interesting to see kind of, you know, the challenges that we have. You wouldn't have spotted this miles off. Like, what do you think might be the challenges for Flight Sim 24? Because there's no way they're going to be able to address every single thing, you know, that we've brought up with Flight Sim 2020. You can't. We're just hoping things will be that little bit better, you know. And they said something as well, this game development kit, GDK, right? And they were saying, you know, this is from Xbox Studios and it'll allow the sim operate with, you know, less of an impact on, I think he mentioned RAM. I think York said RAM, which is a great thing, by the way. But then I saw a really interesting comment because we saw the last time Microsoft were kind of delving into GDK stuff about gaming, didn't it push a Microsoft Studios game onto PlayStation? Are we going to see Microsoft Flight Sim on PlayStation? I'm only reading back what we saw, but that could be mad. I mean, that's how you get an instant increase in your user base, right? Just saying, that saves a huge headache. But anyway, interesting. What do you think? Will we see it on the PlayStation? I mean, technically, you could go through a browser, technically access, you know, your Microsoft Cloud through a browser, and then technically play on your PlayStation. I mean, technically, you could. But yeah, it could be mad, right? Could be mad. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see what happens. Apart from all the, can they do this, and why did they do it that way, and why shouldn't they do the other thing? I think we're still, you know, we went flying yesterday down towards Courchevel, and like my jaw is on the ground. It's a jaw-dropping experience when you see this sim and all it you know, magnificent splendor, the visuals, you know, the experience you get flying in this simulator. It's absolutely incredible. It'll frustrate the crap out of you when it doesn't work right, but it's still such an amazing thing. It just is. It's amazing. It's brilliant. And that's why it's made us all mad, kind of passionate about getting the thing done. Do you know what I mean? Trish says, but seriously, Murph, as someone who we all feel should know, where is it all going? What do we mean? Where's what going? Where's the sim going? It's going to bigger and better things, I would say. Do you know? Like, we'll all have our great ideas of, hey, they should do this or they should do that. They're doing a lot. Some people absolutely love the world updates. They love all the local legend aircraft. That's what the sim does for them. Others couldn't really care less. They want trains. You know, other people want weather APIs. Other people want, you know, better stability. Do you know? You're never going to please the masses. Like, you're never going to get there. But, you know, we'll try. We'll definitely try. Do you know? But anyway, so yes, the C-130. We're going to be checking this one out in a little bit. And hey, Jebison 2001, the man, myth, and legend, has rambled into the chat. You're very welcome in. It's not easy simulating the entire world. Martial said that, you know, and you gotta love that. It is the entire planet. Like, they need someone called Gru on the team, then it'll just work. Today we take over the world. Right now, news. Are we ready? Our news was brought to us by msfsaddons.com. A big shout out to Vasco. Great stuff here. And of course, the guys over at FS Elite. Shout out to Callum and the lads. And well, we're going to start here. New images have emerged. It's like we're back in the 1950s. Miltech Simulations have announced the U2 spy plane for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Look at the state of this, right? So, following their initial announcement back in March, Miltech have released a brand new image of their U2 project, revealing the external model for the first time, and let's go check them out. One of the most specialised aircraft ever made, the U2, designed and built by the masterminds over at Lockheed's legendary Skunk Works division, well, it's being developed for the sim by Miltech Simulations. They announced this project just on the heels of the release of their CH-47D Chinook, right? Marking another ambitious step for the developer, who is keen on bringing us some of the most interesting flying tools in the United States military arsenal, right? U2, the band, yeah. I have to say, it looks nice. The U2 spy plane, single-engine, high-altitude reconnaissance aircraft, well, it needs little introduction. Despite the secretive nature of its missions, it had been a significant part of aerial intelligence operations since the 1950s. It was operated by the United States Air Force and the CIA. The U2 has played a pivotal role in major Cold War incidents, flying over territories such as the Soviet Union, China, Vietnam, and Cuba. Its service has extended into the post-Cold War conflicts, including Afghanistan, Iraq, alongside contributions to various NATO operations, and continues to this day. What? Miltech Simulations' rendition of the U2 spy plane aims to bring the icon of high altitude to the sim. The developer says the project has been in the works for several months, developed in secret in parallel with the Chinook. And I think we can all say, right, how do you all like the CH-47D? Those who bought it. I mean, the Osprey was good fun. The CH-47D, the Chinook, it's pretty good, right? It is pretty good. This would be interesting because it's a proper fixed wing. Do you know what I mean? For now, Miltech Simulations have shared a few details about the product alongside with a couple of preview images, right? Cold Nebo, 31 months. Thank you very, very much indeed. Cheers. Tritz says, sorry, Murph, do you mean it'll get more expensive just to fly? And will it be for those of us who can afford to buy all the gear? When I bought FlightSim X, I just wanted to fly. Tritz, I would say, no. I would say it's going to be less expensive to fly and it'll work on a wider range of hardware. That has to be the goal, you know? And we can see that because Sim Update 5 introduced a fundamental change, I think, with the sim. Prior to Sim Update 5, the sim was fairly strong, right? Sim Update 5 introduced Xbox compatibility. And I think ever since doing so, I don't want to say it struggled, but there were certainly kind of issues, right? Issues. Cold Nebo, you did it again. Thank you very much indeed. Cheers, man. So, do you know what I mean? So, the more the cheaper they can make it, the more platforms it's on, and the more computers it can run on, be it Xbox or PC. And if they do manage to get this thing, which is only an absolute complete and utter rumor, if they could get it onto PlayStation, could you imagine? Like it's very accessible then, you know. Grand Wazoo, good to see you, man. Welcome in. So we have a quick summary of what the developer here is looking to offer with the package of the U2 spy plane. It's going to have two variants. The package will include the U2 Or featuring an analog cockpit, and then it'll also include the U2S equipped with a glass cockpit. This choice allows some pilots to experience the evolution of both aircraft over the years. It's going to include a mission system inspired by real-life Cold War events such as the Cuban Missile Crisis and even the space race, along with modern incidents like the Chinese balloon episode. The mission system promises to deliver engaging and historically grounded scenarios. Also, it's boasting authentic flight dynamics. It's a notoriously difficult aircraft to fly, particularly its challenging landings. An operation near the Coffin Corner. Now, what I mean by this, the U2 required a chase vehicle to monitor, yeah, you're okay. You can, like, you're 10 feet from the ground, mate. They needed a car to follow the thing. Nuts, right? And it says it here, chase car assistance in line with the real-world operation, the U2. A chase car will guide simmers during the landing phase, replicating one of the most distinctive and challenging aspects of flying the U2. Isn't it mad? So I can't wait to see this. It's a very interesting aircraft, and its capabilities, 70,000 feet, lads, 21,000 meters. What? Absolutely brilliant. And it'll be interesting. I'm trying to remember the movie. Wasn't there a movie about these lads that were flying? I'm trying to remember the movie, but I watched one not too long ago, and they were going off to fly the U2. One was shot down, actually. But anyway, fascinating stuff, and I'm looking forward to this from Miltech Simulations. They've done a great job with the Chinook CH-47 for licensing purposes, and of course the Osprey as well. You know, there was one, wasn't there? Bridge of Spies, Eagle Eye. Yes, lads, brilliant. Tom Hanks movie. He's a very good. I'm telling you, we'd absolutely ace a pub quiz. Did you right? Bring us all down one night into a pub. Yes, we are the Flying Circus. That's our team. Right? Brilliant. Let's see what happens. Indeed, Tritz, indeed. Right, so moving on. Airplane Heaven. Well, the Hawker Hurricane. News of that the other day. We saw Colonel Fork tell us all about it. And, well, it's set for an imminent release. I would say Thursday. I could be wrong. The wait is almost over for fans of the Hawker Hurricane. Airplane Heaven has just teased the imminent launch of the Microsoft Flight Sim variant of the highly anticipated rendition of a World War II historic fighter. After missing its initial project release late last year, it now appears that the legendary warbird is finally ready to make its debut very soon. Now, before I go on and reading too much into this, I've a comment, right? So we saw pictures of the Hawker Hurricane. We also know about the Lancaster, the Avro Lancaster. And Airplane Heaven turned around and said, hey, we're waiting on the sounds. They're pretty much ready. They're waiting on the sounds. So I wonder, are all these projects pretty much done, but they're shelved because they want the best sounds they can possibly get? So I think it's a question of, okay, the sounds are in, we're going to tweak it. How's it behaving? Good, right, release it. That's kind of where I think it's at. So, like, you know, light a candle, put it on your windowsill. We want the Lancaster. Originally announced in November 2023, the Hurricane project was aimed to be launched before Christmas. Although this timeline has shifted, the new teaser suggests that the project is well on its way to completion. Now, there's a sound test here. Did you hear the sound of this thing yet? This is absolutely class, right? There shouldn't be any music. There's no music. Let's have a look at this. Like, this is class, right? Have a look at this. Pretty impressive, right? It does. It sounds very, very nice indeed. So really looking forward to this thing when it drops. I suspect this week. We're hoping, right? Now the Hurricane, it's this thing actually carried the brunt of the fighter squadrons of the Royal Air Force. There were far more Hawker Hurricanes than there were Spitfires. The Spitfire pretty much captured the imagination of a country. It was this new kind of thoroughbred, incredible machine, you know, all metal construction. And you can actually see the makeup of the Hurricane. It started off its life, you know, or at least they took the designs off a biplane. And do you know what I mean? They kind of built it up from there. It has the same engine as the Spitfire. Very same Merlin is in the same machine, which is mad. But it did have a wooden-based fuselage, meaning repairs were relatively simple and quick, but it also made the aircraft very susceptible to damage. So the Hurricane, it's a beautiful airplane. One flew in Ireland 2 years ago, I think, at the Bray Air Show. Just a stunning aircraft, right? But stunning. Hey, Captain Gaiman is here. Good to see you, man. So yeah, it's I'm looking forward to this. So it's famous for its crucial role during the Battle of Britain, where its durability and effectiveness were fundamental in the Allied war effort. Damn it, Jamie, stay out of the sun. Designed with a blend of traditional and modern techniques, the aircraft features a fabric-covered fuselage, in its earlier models, a wooden propeller, and all underpinned by a sturdy metal frame. There's not much else in terms of product or features, but Airplane Heaven's previous work, such as the Spitfire and the P-51, please update the P-51, should be a good reference as to what to expect. Not to mention the P-47, right? So, yeah, look, huge news. I'm really looking forward to this aircraft. The Hurricane, not as famous, of course, as the Spitfire, but like a very close second place, I would think. And they're basing it off the Mark 1 variant, right? The Mark 1. They got told off by Robert Shaw for doing a barrel roll. Yeah, brilliant, wasn't it? Absolutely brilliant. If you haven't watched it, you need to watch the Battle of Britain. It is the quintessential war movie when it comes to aircraft. Everything else just below it. But the Battle of Britain, I think it's the best. So, but yeah, Operator Starsky, good to see you, man. You're welcome in. Moving on. Did Captain Sim just release a proper C-130? Question mark, exclamation mark, eyes. Right? We're checking out this aircraft tonight. I did fly it on Sunday, and well, we'll get into it, but Captain Sim, a name that has faced its fair share of criticism in the flight sim community, appears to have taken a significant step forward with their latest release for Microsoft Flight Sim. This time they have introduced what appears to be a fully featured C-130 Hercules with a virtual cockpit that was missing on their previous and infamous C-130. Will this release redeem their reputation amongst Microsoft Flight Sim simmers? After a series of underwhelming releases characterised by incomplete models, a lacklustre simulation, Captain Sim is now seems to be trying to turn things around. The new C-130 comes with a highly detailed and accurate model developed from scratch, but the real news is inside. There's now an actual virtual cockpit that Captain Sim claims to feature advanced system simulations, high-resolution textures, and hundreds of custom animations and adjustable lighting. The exterior of the aircraft is also quite detailed. To be honest, this is an area Captain Sim has usually excelled at in the past. And I would agree with Vasco. The Captain Sim aircraft from the exterior, they look nice. They look nice. They just look nice. Besides high-resolution textures and accurate 3D modelling, however, the new C-130 includes animated elements such as the ramp, doors, and also some Air Force pilots. You can see some of the pictures here. We're going to take it for a blast in a moment. Captain Sim's past offerings for the sim, notably the criticised exterior, left much to be desired. However, this release seems to directly address previous shortcomings. Although in saying that, there's no reduction or any sort of, deal. If you bought the exterior model and now you want to buy this model, there's no discount. Unless I'm very wrong, there's no discount. So a lot of people, I think, the bridge has been burned here. It's been burnt, right? Because, you put out a product and you grind people, you grind the gears, you grind their gears. They don't want any more to do with that developer. And that's why it's so important. And that's what I love about a lot of the developers that we have. They're so open. They're so approachable. You can chat to them. Hey, man, what's the deal with this? And when you have folks who don't do that, sometimes that's enough for people to say, I don't care what they've done. They can sing for it, for all I care. Do you know what I mean? So the name is Mud. Put it this way, right? And again, this is when I'm in charge. If I was Captain Sim and I had this product, I would have released it under a new name. Do you know what I mean? Like Corporal Hack in the Bush or something. I don't know. You give it a name, right? Corporal Punishment or Private Parts. Private Parts? Right. But you know what I mean? I wouldn't go all the way up to Captain. I'd be saying, and they'd be like, Jesus, this isn't bad. Anyway, the aircraft is available now. It's priced at $39.99. This isn't cheap. It isn't cheap. And it's available from their website. I am checking it out on the sim tonight, only to again, lads, if something's absolutely terribly crap, I'll show it off on a stream to warn you. If something's good and I think you'll actually get enjoyment out of it, you're going, me hand, just as well it wasn't me finger. That's over on this side. If I think you're going to get some sort of enjoyment out of it, you're going to see it on the channel because, well, hello there. I know it's going to put a smile on someone's face. Do you know what I mean? So, moving on. SimWorks Studios. They've showed off the cockpit modelling of its upcoming project, the B-52. And I don't mean the band. Do you remember that B-52s? Wait, Rock Lobster. Brilliant. But anyway, SimWorks Studios taking an intriguing detour from their usual focus of smaller aircraft in the sim by planning the release of the mighty B-52 Strato Fortress. Now, we do have a B-52 in the sim, but the only similarities between a B-52 in the sim released by that crowd, M Scenery, and, an actual B-52, well, the only similarity is the letter and the numbers. That's about it, and from a distance, yeah, well, it kind of looks like, it's hideously crap, right? I'm almost certain it was M Scenery who did that. Stay away from M Scenery, I don't care, right? Oh yeah, but I know, some Xbox people don't support a dev like that because, there's no communication at all to the community, and they make dirt. They just make dirt. Like, go off and develop on other platforms. Yeah, we have spoken. But anyway, following the release of the PC-12, the team is increasingly eager to share behind-the-scenes updates on their work on the B-52. Recent updates, including one in March and a new status update this weekend, have focused on the external model and the cockpit of the B-52, both C and D variants, right? By the way, if you have bought an aircraft from M Scenery and you like it, well, good for you. Good for you. But if you haven't, you know why. The team has... I'm trying to stay politically correct here, lads. You don't always win. You'll be amazed at the amount of messages I get. How dare you big person, you, for saying things like that. And I'm like, I didn't say anything. What are you talking about? I'm only sharing my opinion. And then sometimes I have to say sorry. But anyway, the team at SWS explains that they are currently in the process of completing the cockpit modelling, ensuring everything from the proportions to the placement of instrumentation is historically accurate and functional for simmers. This process involves checking that all the elements are accessible and correctly scaled to fit an average-sized human. That rules me out. A critical step forward, moving on to the detailing and the texturing. Simmer Studios show this work through several images. So they're, I don't know, I don't want to say Blender, but like they're kind of like their 3D rendering. And this is before they kind of slap textures on it. This is purely from the modeling. And it's always awesome. I love seeing this because like textures can ruin modeling. It's funny, right? But if you put the wrong textures there, you ruin the model. Sometimes you can get a kind of okay model, but the textures are so good, right? So if you can see them with really good modeling, this is always a very good indication of how good this thing is going to be, right? So you can see here various circuit breakers. It's coming along, right? The upper cockpit and EWO station. Who's the electronic warfare officer? Brilliant. Worf. Commander Worf. And look, you can see all the switches and lights. The seats are there as well. The overhead, the pedestal, right? Trims we can see here. Switches, more trims. It looks pretty nice. And look at the yokage and the engineage. Holy crap, look at the amount of engines on this. You sold the game. Good to see you, man. Welcome in. Textures and materials, indeed. I couldn't possibly comment. Captain Gaming, you know exactly where we're at. Hey, Two Cots! You know SWS are going to pour tons of love into the B-52. Oh, God, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Great to see you, Two Cots. How are you, man? The thrust levers. And what do we have here? The ejection seat across the variants. What? So the B-52, it's freaking huge, this thing. I could be wrong. Isn't there a B-50? Is that a B-52 that's parked in... Is it a B-52 that's parked in Duxford? I think. I'm almost certain. But anyway, this looks pretty cool. The instructor and equipment placement. And like, look at the modelling. Isn't it class looking? Isn't it class? Look at the yokage and that yoke, right? Brilliant. Very, very exciting to see SWS try a project like this. It's evident that SWS is dedicated to providing a deeply immersive and authentic simulation experience for B-52 enthusiasts. Despite its lengthy service history, which might have consigned it to history, the B-52 continues to play a vital role in the US Air Force, and we can all look forward to a comprehensive virtual rendition of this iconic bomber for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yeah, it is there, isn't it? Brilliant. Anthony, come on yourself. It's in the American hangar, yeah. That's awesome. It's huge. And the wheels, it has tiny wheels on the wingtips out here, look. It's mad, right? It's cool looking. Now, news here from FS Elite. Bluebird Simulations, well, they confirmed that they're going to Flight Sim Expo, but they've also shown a couple of previews of the 757. Now, we've been following this for friggin' ages, lads. We're all mad to get a 757 in the sim. Will we see it in Flight Sim 2020? It's hard to call, isn't it? But they did say, look, yeah, we're going to be at Flight Sim Expo. So if they are, hopefully they'll have some sort of an alpha or beta. We know that Bluebird Simulations will take a key role in the announcement and preview seminar sessions on Friday, where they will have a presentation talking about the 757. The seminars kick off at 1 p.m. local, so I'll be there asking questions, right? On social media, the team said the version 5 cockpit textures are looking absolutely amazing. We'll be able to judge for ourselves when they are previewed at the show. And in order to set expectations, Bluebird confirmed that they will not announce any release date during the show, but there will be lots of information about the aircraft. In addition, they said there may be a little surprise at the end of the show. They said there might be a little surprise at the end of the show. Can we call it? Can we call it? Can someone call it now in the chat? What do you think it's going to be? Commander Freezer says, Murph, you seem to have a lot of info on upcoming mods from Microsoft Flight Sim. I wonder, do you have any news for the Digital Flight Dynamics A350? I'm hoping for that aircraft. It's still in development. And again, Commander Freezer, like, the information I'm getting, lads, it's a very, like, I mean, it doesn't take, this fella to find it. Keep your eye on FS Elite. Keep your eye on MSFS add-ons. Vasco has a very good list of, upcoming releases from developers. And keep an eye on the Flight Simulator forums, the third-party developer announcements, because that's where a lot of this information starts from, right? The 767 says SK Sun. A release date? No, they said not a release date. Murph's going to mention his finger. Did I tell you that hurt my finger earlier, lads? It's actually it's still sore. I wonder, do I actually have a bit of copper stuck in it? Because, like, it shouldn't be that sore. Do you know? I don't know. They're saying there's going to be a surprise announcement, or maybe a little surprise at the end of the show. Who knows? But what we do know is the 757 is a gorgeous aircraft. It's a narrow body, long haul aircraft, and there's a lot of excitement to see this in the sim. I'm mad to get this in the sim. There's a very good 7.5 over on X-Plane. It's from Jesus, what are the lads called? Oh no, what's the name of it? Someone give me the name. Flight Factor. Yes. 757. And it's very good. They actually only did an update a year or two ago, or like a year ago. And it was very, very good. So yeah, 757 in the sim. Yes, please make it now immediately. So once we get more news on that, we'll let you know. Now, news here from Parallel 42. There's two things I want to chat about. One of them, of course, is, you're starting to see sim effects from other streamers, right? Other people are showing it off. We got to show it off on our Bremen flight using the Aurora Borealis, and we had, contrails and all this sort of jazz. And it's looking pretty cool, right? They're waiting for Sim Update 15 to be released, or at least that's what we know, because they need it to work properly. Now, in saying that, I don't have Sim Update 15 and it's working okay. Some things are turned off. But Parallel 42 with Sim effects, as I said, it adds some very nice visual things in your sim. For me, my favourite's got to be the contrails and the auroras. I mean, they look absolutely gorgeous. The shooting stars was a lovely touch as well. Right? Looks beautiful. And then some of the effects you get with choppers and all that jazz, yeah, it's incredible. I mean, look at that. Look at the sky there. It's cool looking. And I said it kind of early on. It's only when you realise they were missing, you suddenly realise they were missing, right? New water effects, heat blurs, smoke effects. Look at the dust effects there from choppers. It looks pretty cool, right? But the other thing was they're bringing updates to their Kit Fox. Edson was streaming it yesterday. So the Kit Fox, I got to say, I haven't given it much love in quite some time. I haven't flown it much, but there's a lot of updates on the way for that aircraft. So the Kit Fox, if you have it, well, there's going to be an update coming for that soon. So yeah, Sim Effects, as I said, it'll be like you'll see it on a number of streamers' sims. You'll see the thing in action. Pretty cool. Airlock Doc pointed this one out to me. Thank you, Airlock. Global AI ship traffic for the sim has been updated with even more ships, routes, and improved performance. Improved performance is the main thing here, because running any sort of traffic in the sim, well, it depends on your setup, but like that's where you're going to have an issue, right? It's just going to eat away at your FPS. But there's more to Microsoft Flight Sim add-ons than just custom-built airports and highly realistic airports or aircraft. The surrounding world plays a crucial role, and we've seen add-ons before. All the the ships and boats and all this sort of stuff. And there's some really cool stuff out there. One essential mod is Henrik Nielsen's global ship traffic, or global AI ship traffic, which populates the world oceans with thousands of highly detailed and realistic boats of all kinds. The latest update, version 5, takes this impressive mod even further by adding new ships and routes while implementing performance optimizations to manage the expanded content, right? It introduces hundreds of new ships, bringing the total to about 1,000 unique ship models and nearly 2,000 distinct appearances with different repaints. The update significantly increases the number of ships across all categories, creating a more vibrant and bustling maritime environment. Key highlights include the introduction of several high-detail large models, such as ferries operating popular routes like those in the Mediterranean and the British Isles. In fact, the package now includes more than 400 different ferry models operating the routes worldwide. I have not got this installed. I need to go off and reinstall it now. That's pretty cool, right? This significantly enhances the Microsoft Flight Sim flights near and over bodies of water, making the scenery much more engaging. Again, you might argue, shouldn't this been in the base sim? A lot of things should have been in the base sim, but it's good to see this level of detail just focusing on this. Additionally, this update introduces real-world events such as NATO exercises and the around-the-world sailing races. It's free! It's free! For more details and download this, visit the Flyaway Simulation website where it's currently available exclusively, and best of all, it's for free, lads. This is a free add-on. So if you want to have all the ships, if you like flying around these regions where you're going to have ferries or, you know, container traffic and all this, do the ships have lights at nighttime? I think so, yes. But listen, why don't we grab it? Download now. It's 3.13 gigs. Beat the Jesus. Look, here's a trailer. Let's not play music. I'll play my own music. How's this, lads? We'll do one of these. Where's the button? Yeah, we can do that one. That works. Right hand. We'll go back to the start. 4K to be Jesus out of it. Right, let's have a look. My music actually fitted the duration of the video. That's an achievement, I think. Brilliant stuff. But anyway, lads, yes, the global AI ship traffic, it has night lighting. Don't think you can land on the Devils, though. I'm not sure. Key features: expanded and increased performance, new ship categories, real-world events, technical enhancements, global routes, improved model level of detail to boost graphic performance, rich variety of ships. Let's have a look here now. Global ships, hundreds of new ships around. Among the new models in the version, several new cruise ships and different types of fishing boats. Nice. Increasing the number of ultra-large container ships as well. What else? More than 300 ferry routes are covered. Man alive, that's incredible. Compared to previous versions, improved loading times, more ships including, among others, the Coast Guard in the US, Canada, and the Netherlands, and the UK. It doesn't say anything about being able to land on them, though. Interesting. Mr. G is here. Good to see you. You guys are terrible, by the way. Does it hit a bridge? Does it get stuck in a canal? Models do not have hard decks, said he, the New Zealand person. They will eventually be reintroduced later. All right, okay, so you can't land on them. However, you could have some pretty awesome flights. Apart from just looking down on some of these vessels, I mean, think of the role play you can have if you want to fly maritime aircraft or search and rescue or whatever. If you can't land on them, well, a lot of rescues are done by winchman anyway, or winch person. Winch person. You can't say winchman anymore. Winch person. Right, but you know what I mean. This is class. This is really, really nice, lads. And Jesus, I need to reinstall this. I had it ages ago. And then there was other add-ons came out. There was a payware solution that came out, and they were very, very good. But Nightstep says, I cannot recommend this enough. Been using it for over a year now. Never a problem. Ships can be shown on little nav map too. Oh, right. Yeah, I saw someone say that. Hang on now. Where is this now? Is there any way of adjusting the frequency at which they happen? Commander Freezer, Murph, I felt like the shooting stars I saw from your stream happened a tad bit too often. Yes, Commander Freezer, going back to SimFX, I had that set to 1 every 30 seconds. You can, or like 30 a minute or something, 1 every second. You can set it to real time, 1 every hour. It's up to you. Winch dude, wench, bar wench, brilliant. But yeah, it's pretty cool, right? You can have these on little nav map, which you can see them. That's awesome. That is awesome. So there we have it, lads. AI ships, global AI ships. It's free. Go ahead and pick it up and let me know how you get on with it. Super. Now, here's a bit of a story. I thought it was interesting. FlightSim shines at Sun and Fun. So we all know Sun and Fun was held in Florida this past week. And, well, FlightSim Association, the what do you call them? The lads behind FlightSim Expo, well, they were there, right? The Flight Sim Association, which organises Expo, Next Level XR, Pimax, and various other partners were present at the event to effectively bridge the gap between the virtual skies and real-world aviation. This was pretty cool, right? Because Sun and Fun is like, it's kind of like a Oshkosh-esque event, right? Kinda. Ford was there. That's right, Ford was there. But what I like to see things happening is bridging the gap between flight simulation and real world aviation. Because, lads, if you're going to get into real world aviation, well, they use simulators and it's a great way to practice, right? Vice versa, if you can't get into real world aviation for be it the price or medical or whatever, well, a flight simulator is your only show. That's what it is. So if you can have, you know, we've seen it with Microsoft when they're talking to aircraft real-world developers or, you know, the companies who build them, the likes of Cirrus and, you know, Textron and all these crowds. When they work closely with, you know, software developers of getting their products shown and they look incredible, and we learn so much by having access to the real-world stuff. And, well, we all benefit. Real-world pilots benefit and, you know, aviation enthusiasts or flight simmers, well, we benefit as well. So I thought this was pretty cool that they were rambling down there. So at the heart of the event was the Flight Simulator Experience, a 60x40 exhibition tent located in the Future in Flight Plaza. The centre featured more than 20 Flight Sim demo stations equipped with popular platforms such as Microsoft Flight Sim, X-Plane and DCS. The diversity of the setups range from desktop configurations to full-size cockpit replicas, encompassing both full motion and virtual reality. Rick Miller, owner of Fly Inside and an exhibitor at the event, emphasised the evolving perception of flight simulators. We showed pilots and Sun and Fun attendees that home flight simulation is so much more than a game. Miller stated, you can fly, or you can fight, fly and learn, custom tailored to your wants and needs. A new age of flight simulation is here. Now. Right? Indeed, the integration of realistic scenarios such as live air traffic control communications provided by Pilot Edge and real-time coaching from Flight Sim Coach showed the educational potential of Flight Sim platforms. More than 1,000 instructor-led demos were conducted, offering pilots and simmers first-hand experience ranging from carrier launches in DCS to recreations of historical flights like the FS Academy's Miracle on the Hudson, a simulation of course, US Airways Flight 1549. The involvement of numerous flight sim entities such as Dogfight Dynamics, FlightSim.com, PropWash Simulation, and YAVR, supported by companies like Jetline Systems and vPilot, highlighted a significant collaborative effort within the sim community. Rick Parker, founder of Next Level XO, reflected on the event's success, saying the week-long display was a huge success. Putting together an experience like this takes a multi-company collaboration, and a huge thanks to Eagle Dynamics, MSI Computers, Pimax, Thrustmaster, Virpil, Virtual Fly, V Engineers, and the many others who supported it. It's pretty cool. So it's great to see this. I've never been to a Sun and Fun. I've never been to Oshkosh. Both are on my list. But I think, you know, it's great to see. Do you know what I mean? Like, flight simmers, anyone, it's gas, right? If you show X-Plane to anyone, go back 5 years ago, oh yeah, I'm using a flight sim. Oh yeah, that must be neat. And now you look at something like Microsoft Flight Sim and they see the graphics and they're just like, wow, that looks so good. And then you show them stuff like DCS, they're like, holy crap, that looks great fun. And X-Plane, of course, is getting there as well. So it's changed a little bit. Do you know what I mean? It's changed a little bit, but it's great to see this sort of engagement, if you like. And they are very much bridging the gap between, well, both the real and the simulated, right? Fantastic stuff. Now, moving on, Sky Designers. Well, they've released Naval Air Station Key West version 2. Developer Sky Designers bring us a updated version of the Naval Air Station Key West, also known as the Boca Chica field, Kilo November Quebec X-ray. Naval Air Station Key West serves as an air-to-air combat training airfield for all military services. Version 2 features the airfield depicted in its stage during the 2005-2010 period. You'll find the fighter and trainer jets used by different US military services at the airport, as well as static aircraft on the ground such as F-18s, F-5s and Seahawks and more. The scenery also adds military and ground personnel for an immersive experience. Version 2 specifically sees a complete remodel of all the vehicles, aircraft and buildings with increased detail and added effects. New details and library objects have been added to the scenery, and also new is the Key West downtown area with trees and night lighting. Version 2 is available for $15.99. Is there any sort of a discount? Because that drives me friggin' nuts. There's no discount. So it's a brand new scenery. If you already have version 1, well, you got to fork out another $15 and get version 2. Why don't they just do a discount? Like something, 10%, something. At least then I can't argue. You know what I mean? But it looks pretty nice. Key West, by the way, a stunning location in Florida. Stunning. And there is a civilian airport kind of next door to it. There is a good freeware for this. Yeah, there is. There's a civilian airport just on a couple of islands down in Key West itself. It's stunning. But this looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. Focusing on military installations like this, especially in that location, considering now we have the likes of the F-14, the likes of the Tornado and the F-5, of course, gives you a good reason to go flying. Pretty cool. Right, moving on. RW Profiles have released Springfield Branson Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulation. Although originally developed GSX Profiles, the team at RW Profiles have begun creating airports for the sim. The first entry into airport development is for Springfield Branson Airport, which is already available via the InnyBuild store. The airport serves the city of Springfield in Missouri, as well as the wider southwest Missouri region, including Branson. The primary commercial airport of the area, it offers flights to various domestic destinations, including Las Vegas, Atlanta, and Orlando. Despite being the first airport product from RW Profiles, the team have included a huge number of features: accurate buildings, custom animated jetways, a number of custom static aircraft, and ground clutter. They've included a really detailed interior, a fully modelled GA area, and of course an official GSX profile. It's priced at £12.99 ex-tax, right? Ex-tax. So there is a little bit of a video here. We'll have a look at this just to see what it's all about, right? Because, it looks nice. I'll play a bit of music for this as well. What'll work here? This will probably work. Yes. So we're pressing a button. We'll enlarge the screen. Bring it up to as high as it can go. And, let's check this one out, lads. Like, it has to be said, right? Me timing tonight with music versus a video is just on. Like, I'm very proud of this. The production levels, lads, they've gone through the ceiling, even though I have a very sore finger. Right now, let me see. Deaf Snake Frozen. Thank you very, very much. And yes, we do have closed captioning, and I put them to their absolute limit. I'm sure there are those working at Google and AI trying to understand the words I say when I say them, but I am Irish. I have a lot of things to say and not nearly enough time to say it, so I tend to speak quite fast. So bear with it. Hopefully it works. But if you see any kind of weird stuff, yeah, the tech is learning, do you know? But yes, right, now where are we at? Amazing Sync, M-Dark, right, I mean, I'm brilliant. Anyway, this scenery, lads, it's cheap and cheerful, and that's what I like. $12.99, not bad. And there is a huge feature list, and again, it's from a developer. This is the first time making a scenery. This is pretty cool. So, depending on how many sips he's taken, it gets even stranger. Just installing AI ship traffic, it needs 17 gigs of hard space. Whoops. Does it? Yikes. Now, Aerosoft previews Frankfurt Airport with a spectacular teaser video. So Aerosoft have been quite busy now on their scenery releases. And Frankfurt, of course, next. They did Oslo, and that's just very, very nice indeed. Frankfurt looking also nice. Now, I'm not going to bore you all to death with another video, but we will have a look at what they're working on. Frankfurt in Germany. It's part of their mega airport lineup. And I think we can all agree the airports coming from Aerosoft of this level, they're very, very good, right? Closed captions just said I'm pregnant. Uh-oh. Frankfurt Main, I think, isn't it? Wasn't there two airports here? There was a military side and also the civilian side. One that as I work with actually worked at this airport for years. And you can see here, it's in development. It may not represent the final product. I love that statement. That should be everywhere. But it looks superb. It looks superb. It looks beautiful. And I'm looking forward to this when this releases, right? They are the same airport. Military was on the other side. There we go. Yeah, the Americans would be very familiar because, well, they had... it was a US base for quite some time. And a lot of the guys who were serving in Europe would have had all their stuff flown in and out of Frankfurt. So, yeah, it's pretty cool, right? So, Frankfurt in Germany. And it looks stunning, this video. I mean, you can see from the textures, the detailing they're getting into. Everything's very crisp, very polished. I think it looks great. So, no release date from what I can see. We'll scroll down here. Preview highlights the airport's intricate design. But yeah, the teaser significantly raised expectations. They haven't announced a release date just yet. But it does look really nice, doesn't it? DB Schenker, look at that. Logistics all over the shop. Lufthansa are all over the shop. It's pretty cool, right? Terminal 3 is also in a far stage of development. Oh, nice. If you can just get them to do KDFW. Oh, I know.
Hello there.
Hello there. 004 Aviation. Thank you for the follow. You're very welcome in. Ziggy is here. Looks great. Oslo looks amazing too. Yeah, Oslo is gorgeous. It really, really is. But this looks really good. Really, really good. There's a fire robot thingy, majiggy. And Swissport. Look at the detailing. Very, very... look at that. Look at the terminal. Isn't it super? It looks super, right? So I'm looking forward to this one. Witness is here. Good to see you. Adam Controls has rumbled in. Me finger. Jesus then, I was lucky to get away with lives on scale. Adam, I burst me finger earlier on. Well, I stabbed it with copper wiring, installing an oven. The good news is the oven works. The not so good news is me finger is absolutely killing me. It's very sore. I can show you, look. Right, but be careful how I show you. Right, you might get the wrong idea. But in case you haven't already, lads, I hurt my finger earlier on. It's very sore. But anyway, moving on. Field Air have released Lisbon Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Our good old friend, buddy, pal, Flights with Joel, I believe was flying in Lisbon yesterday. It looks incredible, right? They've released their rendition of Lisbon Airport, the largest airport in Portugal, a pivotal hub in Southern Europe with significant connections to Africa and South America, where TAP Air Portugal plays a crucial role. The airport is currently in the spotlight due to an ongoing discussion about its future and a potential for a replacement. Basically, they want the land the airport occupies. The new scenery from Field Air offers a comprehensive representation of Lisbon Airport, featuring over 100 custom buildings, each treated with PBR textures. The attention to detail includes features such as parallax 3D rooms which add depth and realism to the structures, offering a peek inside one of Europe's busiest airports. The custom ground modelling is also noteworthy, featuring realistic group polygons and detailed decals, wear and tear, and accurately represented taxi lines and surfaces. Nice. Key operational features include a functioning taxiway bridge, animated glass jetways, and an active radar tower. The scenery also boasts custom animated lighting systems, including advanced taxiway and runway approach, along hand-placed taxi lights. Field Air faces strong competition for this airport, as MK Studios has a well-established presence with its detailed scenery, which is due for a version 2 update later this year. Lisbon Airport is nearing the potential end of its operational life, with discussions about building a new facility intensifying. The real-world airport has long been the centre of debates regarding its adequacy to handle increased passenger numbers and air traffic demands. So you can pick up this airport now. It's priced around $20. You pick it up on Sim Market and also Aerosoft. And as I said, I think Joel was flying here yesterday. It looks nice. Lisbon is pretty. So there's a lot of stuff. GSX compatible. Not compatible with Microsoft Marketplace installs or on Xbox. That's interesting. Improved night lighting, multiple objects, custom taxiways, and all the jazz. Now, I don't know if we covered this, but we're going to briefly. Virpil have announced a new throttle, right? And not only have they announced a new throttle, which looks very nice, but I said it's very simplified. There's not too many buttons. But there doesn't have to be, because I saw on their Facebook post earlier on. What's this now? Oh, yeah. I can't even see them. What I saw on Facebook earlier on, they've now built a bit of a clamp or a frame, if you like, and you can attach all sorts of whatsits to this new throttle body, right? If we could do a search over here, let's see here now. Virpil Facebook. I'll show you what I mean by this, because it looks absolutely friggin' incredible what they're doing here, look. So much so, I even commented on the thing saying, would you look at the state of that? Look. So this frame, right, our design department has created a panel bracket to combine with a range of universal control panels. Now, I don't know, you might bash your hand off it. Right? I'm only saying, it'd want to be far away enough, right? I was on Twitter. I saw your reply. Brilliant. I should have told them I hurt my finger. But anyway, look at this. As a throttle unit, this is kind of super handy. The throttle I use the Thrustmaster Warthog, and it's grand, but like, you have a lot of switches that are hard to reach, especially when you have the throttles pushed forward, right? So if you have a throttle and then you can use your index fingers, provided you don't hurt them, and you can mess around with some buttons, this is brilliant. Ergonomics, this is fantastic. So this is now really a case of, oh, I really want one of these, but can't justify it because I have one. Right, you need to come up with an excuse, lads. And the best reason, however mad, will be chosen, and I will go directly to Mrs. Two-Tone and, I think I need this because of that. Right? That's your challenge, friends. We need a good excuse. Break your old one. That's quite effective and blunt, but no.
In a glass case of emotion.
I could tell her that. I'm in a glass case of emotion. Murph, you supply me excuse and I'll do yours, mate. Right? Oh no! I dropped me throttles. Either I get one of these or Captain Sim designs the kitchen. Brilliant. Brilliant. Then again, I think I wanted as good enough justification. No, it's not. I need like something deadly, right? Not because it was easy, but because it is hard. I need something inspiring, lads, right? Brilliant. Inspiring. It's about health and safety. Reduce repetitive strains. Oh, yeah. Did you say throttle or trousers? Throttle. Throttle, right? I do have a birthday this Sunday, Gassius Maximus. I mashed my hand into it. Which would break first, the throttle or his tiny, itty-bitty hand? Scott, you're out of the will. But anyway, they've released this gadget. It's only $229.95 on a temporary sale of $199.95, right? And if you were to buy that with the gadget they've just built, with another panel, probably set you back maybe 550 quid, but it'd be worth it, I think, right? So someone, lads, great excuse. I'll leave it with you. Promise her a trip to the Maldives. Billy, in the sim though. Haha, right? Come on, dear, we're going to the Maldives. Oh, honey. Well, she doesn't sound like that, but let's roleplay this one. Oh, that's a great idea. Sit in. What are we doing? They never found Murphy after that. But anyway, moving on. Flight procedure simulations. They've released a brand new Embraer E190 over in the world of X-Plane 12. So they released the E195 last year. Flight procedure sim, or FPS, have finally released their Embraer 190 for X-Plane 12. The developer behind the product are the same ones that produced the super critical simulations group, the 747, the SSG. So the Embraer 190, the stretch version of the 170, featuring a larger horizontal stabilizer and wings, 2 overwing emergency exits, and new, more powerful engines, carrying roughly 100 passengers, the 190 is designed to compete with the C or J on a Boeing 717. Pretty cool. The aircraft took to the skies for the first time in March 2004, with launch customer JetBlue receiving their first E190 in 2005. In 2022, Embraer announced that they would offer freight conversions of the E190. And, well, it looks pretty nice. I haven't flown it. I think Q8 flew it. I think Q8 flew this aircraft. But the Embraers, they're a great alternative aircraft. I mean, you know, when we're talking about Boeing or Airbus, well, Embraer are also a major player in this area as well. Do you know what I mean? The price of this is currently on sale for $55. It'll eventually go to $69. Owners of the E195 get a discount of $10. So a decent, realistic modelling with many details such as satellite antenna, various vents, drains, detailed landing gear, doors, opening doors, wing flex, custom external lighting, external 3D cockpit and cabin with enhanced graphics and physics-based rendering, detailed overhead with pedestal, forward panels, with most animated buttons, knobs and switches, and much more. So I don't know how deep it's going to be in terms of its simulation, but yeah, it's pretty good for X-Plane. Now, we're nearly there, lads. So news is we've just hit our virtual airline XP target for FireFly Air. We fly, and you fly too. But basically, we're going to be opening up a new hub. Now, I don't have full details for you tonight, but we'll probably have some stuff for you on Friday. However, it has been confirmed that the new hub will be based on the continent of Africa. Yes, we're going to Africa for a brand new hub for FireFly Air. So more details will be coming out, but every time you fly with our airline, we increase the airline XP, and once we hit our target, our next target is 3 million, well, we open up a new hub. That includes new company routes, missions, ad hoc, you name it, a whole load of content coming up from our FireFly admin team. So we're going to Africa for the next one. So we'll have some details. We will have voting and all the jazz for the top pilots in each of the league tables. So if you have a look at the league tables, well, this is how we manage them. So you'll see, Jesus, look. Where's Viper Strike gone? Oh, he's down there. Oh, wait. Oh, the reset. Grand. Okay. Whew. I got a fright there. Cape Town, maybe. I hear the Murph echoing tonight. Adam controls. Am I echoing? Echo. Am I? Do you have me on 2 screens? A vote? I thought this was a dictatorship. Brilliant, epic fool. But he hears only whispers of some shiny new kitchen. I've hurt my finger tonight, Adam, was I telling you? I don't know how I'm going to be able to work tomorrow. But anyway, so that's great news from FireFly Air. It's going to be a new hub in Africa. So, oh wait, lyrics of the Toto song. What? I hear the Murph echo. Adam, any other night I would have got that, but it's because I lost so much blood out of me finger, right? I bless the rains. Bless the synthesizer. Yeah, I let's move on because I made a mess of that. Now, last bit of news tonight, some VATSIM events. VATSIM events that are happening over the weekend after a very busy last weekend across the pond. They reckon some 3,200 pilots flew on that event. Well, there's one here, look. The Bremen FIR Overlord. On the 27th of April, it's time to start our Bremen FIR. The Bremen will meet Hanover with over 30 people being live and offering ATC services for the complete north of Germany. Take a look over the shoulders of our controllers. Fly from Sylt to Kassel, Bremen to Berlin. We'll staff as much as we can for at least 11 hours, lads. So that's happening on the 27th of April. It's on VATSIM between 0900 and 2000 Zulu. And again, if you just want to jump in, observer mode, and figure out kind of what they're doing. Pretty cool though, right? Pretty cool. Synthesizer, I hardly knew her. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Right, now, it didn't go over me head. I read it now. Look, I got it now. Right, there's an echo about a finger injury. No, there's not. Right, now, moving on. Right, friends, we're going to start showing off some aircraft. Or two to show off, and we have a scenery to show off as well. This one here, right? Buttons, Murph. This one here. The C-130 Hercules. We're happy to introduce, says Captain Sim, a digital replica of the legendary C-130. A highly detailed and accurate model of a true classic C-130 cockpit with advanced simulation of its systems, high-resolution textures, hundreds of custom animations, custom views, lighting, highly detailed and accurate exterior of the H variant of the Hercules, high-resolution textures, cabin with 3D windows, complete cargo cabin with animated ramps and doors, custom antennas and optional equipment, US Air Force Alaska Air Guard livery. Also the following Captain Sim signature animations with the radome, radar, oxygen hatch, interphone hatch, pilot's windows, show and hide the pilot, pilot plugs, pitot plugs, breakers hatch, escape hatch, flag, entry door, so on and so on and so on. It has a custom flight model, stock turboprop sound sets that sound like a C-130 thanks to the custom flight model, supports most features including the rain and icing effects, and supports a growing number of livery packs with numerous variants of optional equipment. The aircraft is for sale now. You can pick it up for $40. But before we get into it, the liveries, there's a bit of a question because, well, I don't think the liveries on flightsim.to work yet, but they had this issue before. Now, as I said, this is not going to be for everyone, and I absolutely, totally understand and respect you because I'm not here to sell it. Some people will they won't put a 10-foot barge pole near this developer because of, you know, the crack. However, for those of you who might be interested in looking at a C-130 and thinking, well, we'll give it a shot, let's see what this thing can do, well, let's go in and have a little bit of a closer look, all right? Captain Sim have some weird DRM on their models. Yeah, they're friggin' nuts. But anyway, the detailing here. So from the external view, yes, it's very much a C-130, and we have these options like opening up some of the engine controls or the engine bays, if you like, right? And I have to say, there's a lot of nice detail going on here. The engines are there, top and bottom. It looks very, very good. The textures, the overall textures on the aircraft, the modelling, it's all done to a very high standard. And visually, I think this aircraft is it's superb. For Captain Sim, only that the name is there, you would say, Jesus, this isn't bad looking at all. Now, is it in the same kind of realms as your Poly in relation to their Transall? No. But it's not far off it. It's not far off it. Again, moving in towards the interior, there are some restrictions. You can't access this from inside the aircraft. You got to use the drone camera, unfortunately. But it is very well detailed. I mean, look, this thing looks incredible. It looks very, very nice indeed. Now, it's not without its bugs. I found a couple of bugs when it comes to the... you can't open the ramp in flight. You can't open the parachute doors. You know, that's unfortunate. But I'm sure these are things that will be addressed. There's a ton of information. Look at the fuel panel here at the back, look. There's a ton of detailing on this thing. All right. Wheels look the job. Engines look fantastic. And we have a number of these added options, all to remove before flight. You can even put a flag out through the top. And I'm sure we could be able to edit all that stuff down at some stage. And the C-130, it's a very, very popular aircraft. So much so, it's even active in the civilian market when it comes to cargo operations. The C-130 is, without doubt, one of the most successful transport aircraft. They even made one of these into a gunship, the Spectre gunship, which is nuts, right? What's that, an AC-130, I think it's called. But anyway, this is what the exterior looks like from Captain Sim, and I have to say, only that we've said the name of the developer, well, I think we can all agree, this is pretty nice. The exterior model, it looks very, very nice indeed. All right. They're also used for aerial firefighting. Yes, absolutely. And like, look at that. There's tons of details, right? The radar, the radome is there. All the different ports and hatches, the windows with the flags, the engine, the antennas, the aerials. Like, it's just, right? It's a thing of beauty, is that. Now, the last one that they made, the external variant, also from the outside, looked beautiful. But then we jump into the cockpit, and this is where the thing kind of really goes Jesus. So the interior of this aircraft, right, it has a 3D flight deck. And it's highly detailed in terms of its visual representation. It has amazing textures. Amazing textures. Very sharp, very clear, they're crisp. And yes, there are an absolute ton of different click spots. Tons of them. So it's like, this isn't what we come to expect from this developer. We can even open and close the curtain, look. I need a bit of privacy. What are you doing back there? Right, so it's pretty cool looking. So we're going to jump in and start having a look. We have all our options over here on a little clipboard, right? And you can see when I click on things, they disappear. So we can close down the radome. They're all animated, look. They don't just like appear or disappear. So we'll get everything closed up here, right? And let's see here now. Yeah, remove all this jazz here. Yes, diddly-diddly-do. The cowlings on the engines. Remove. And you can do them individually if you wanted to. So you can have some cowlings open and some closed. Yeah? Or you can get them all closed together. And we can disappear this. Moving around the flight deck, well, we can see, well, look, we can actually put in some sun visors. And these pretty much go all the way around, except for that window. Pretty cool. You can't manipulate them once they're in place. But there's a ton of buttons. Ton of buttons. So what else do we have? Well, the overhead, right? Again, we have a lot of stuff going on here. Even if you move your mouse across, you'll see what's active and what isn't. There's buttons all over the shop here with this. And, funny enough, you need a checklist to start this thing. Unless you're very familiar with the aircraft, you need a bit of a helping hand to get yourself up and running. So what I'm going to do what I usually never do. I need to follow a checklist. So we're going to start off generator switches, currently in the off position, inverter switches in the off position, external AC, we're going to turn you on. Look at the sounds on here as well, right? Bus tie needs to be tied. Confirmed. DC power switch will go to battery. You hear the sounds coming in. Right? Utopia says, I can conclude that I have an unhealthy obsession with the Irish accent. Yeah, brilliant. You're back in the will. NM Flyer Robin, old cockpit, that tail number was built in 1982. Wow. Did Captain Sim hire a new dev? So this is the thing. This is like, this is pretty mad, right? Storm said I had the opportunity to get hands-on with a C-130 back in 2009. It might seem like much just going to some tiny turns at 28,000 feet, but I was like a kid in a sweet shop, right? You clearly haven't heard the Cork accent. For the rest of the stream, Murphy will use a Cork accent. And from here now, lads, we move to the GTC door switch. And we'll be wondering now when we click open and make sure it's in... Is it open, actually? Hang on. I better not do the Cork accent. Open. Yes, it's in the open. Bleed air switch is closed. Confirmed. GTC control switch. We're going to go to start and then run. Little blinker light is on. The air switch open when on speed is lit. So we're waiting for the green light and then we're going to click open, right? Now, what else do we need to do? Some lighting is required. External lighting is here. So they're landing lights. I surely have other lights up here somewhere. Where are the lights of this machine again? Ooh. They're down here, look. No, they're over here, look. No, they weren't. They're over there. Yes. Right, so internal lighting. Throw these dudines on. Not too bright now, but I want to show you the night lighting here now in a moment, right? And I've other lights over on this side of the fence. In there now, you devil, yeah. There we go. And can't use that one, fair enough. Now, these lights, what are we saying? So they're landing lights, taxi lights, but we've other lights up here, look. We have, here we go. External lights. So we have, anti-collision lights on, formation lights, why not? Leading edge lights, turn them on. And back up to our overhead. Here's our little green light on that says we're on speed, and we're going to turn on the bleed air valve. Okay? ATM switch as required. ATM generator switch as required.
Can I get a refund?
I need to fix everything.
You could push it in. You could pull it in.
There we go.
Or tow it in. Right here.
I fixed it. Not once did Murph mention Cork is the real capital of Ireland. What are you talking about? Pascal Sheehy, RTE News, Cork. Or as we like to call them, plastic sheeting, RTE. Anyway, right, so we're on the APU effectively. ATM generator switch as required. Yes, it's now on. Beacon light on. Co-pilot's inverter switch goes to essential. Pilot goes to essential. You can see the dials lighting up. See them? Look at the animations, look. Things come on. Engine pump switches, these need to be activated. They're down here. I think they're already on. Yeah, they're already on. Parking brake is set. Verify. Yes, it's set. And then we have the engine start. So we'll have condition, starter, confirm, and so on, so on. Right, we'll do all this now in a moment. Okay, so the aircraft is ticking over. So we're going to start up the machine here. So switches are on. They're moving. And again, you've good sounds here. So we're going to say condition lever is set. Engine starter switch, we're going to put this to on. Lovely. So engine number 1. Oh wait, to hold it. Oh wait, I'm not forgetting something. Booster pumps I need to put on. And I need to put something into override. They forgot something in this. Generators, leave them off for the moment. Here we go. Bleed air. Put them into override for the moment. Now press and hold our power. No, you're still forgetting something, Murph. Don't panic, lads. I'll get this. Right now. But they're not on override. Override. I only put them to on. Will this work now? Yes. C-130 is engine 3 first always. Is it? Balls! Say nothing!
They've done studies.
We're starting number 1.
60% of the time, it works.
Every time. Cyrus, I've broke the immersion. Fornax, they don't even get a discount. If they bought the previous one, they don't even get a discount.
You're gonna see some serious shit.
Right? Okay, so I stood up at my number 3 first. I've made a complete and utter mess of it, and I'm shocked and appalled. Right? Shocked and appalled. Is that engine running now? It's like it's waiting for fuel or something. Uh-oh, I just shut it off. Ah, okay. So they have to go up an extra notch. Okay, that makes sense. Engine 1 confirmed stabilize. Generator switch goes on and then we repeat. Okay. Okay, so there's engine 1 coming up. Generator comes on. And we rinse and repeat. I'm going to do a 1, 2, 3, 4 start. But as Cyrus has quite correctly said, it goes to engine 3 first. That's okay. So engine 2 starting up. And again, we're going to wait for spinach. And again, lads, what's kind of frightening here is everything seems to be working. Sounds, good. Dials reacting, systems working. Good. Actually good. If I open the window, there's no change to the audible sound. That's the only thing I have. Engine 2. If the sounds are good, do you know what I mean? Have a listen there now. The GTC provides bleed air to engine 3. Nice. Sounds are the King Air sounds. They're kind of edited, I think, though. They sound, or they seem heavier. Maybe that's just because they have 4 of them. Do you know what I mean? Hey, number 3. So, number 3 spooling up. So, like, you're getting ITT here as well, which is kind of interesting. And now we go number 4. Starter valve open. We have spoolage. Probably a little bit too early on that, Merv. Fuel flow is up. There she goes. Yeah, the props feather. So you can feather them back here. Feather them, rather, back here. Right, let's have a jump outside. It doesn't sound like the King Air. Or maybe it's because they're using double audio. I hear you're interfering with the props now, Father. Okay, engine 4 looks good. Right. Let's continue. Okay, bleed air switch goes to close. Control switch off. External power switch off. That doesn't want to move. Oh, it is off. It's already off. Never mind. Engine bleed air switches go back to on. Alright. That's it. 2 checklists. That'll do. What else can we play with here? We're on battery. We're looking good there. Looking good here. Inlet anti-ice. Pitot heats. On. There's no pressurization or oxygen controls, which is unfortunate. So none of them work, right? Fuel booster pumps, they're already on. Engine start switches, they're all okay. Alright, let's continue on here with our avionics. So reset our barrow, reset our direction indicator. We'll go ahead and turn on some external lights. Go ahead and set some flaps. This works, so your transponder actually works, which is cool. So we'll go 6, 4, 6, 1. And she's on there now. That's pretty cool, isn't it? We have a gyro pilot. That works. Worry about that now in a moment. What else? Radios. So that's your ADF. I think you have 2 ADFs on this. Okay. Ticking over nicely. Right, let's try and move it. Should we all be interfering with the props? It's just the maintenance takes up most of the day and night. Just like giving out about Captain Sim, I mightn't be able to devote myself full time to the owl interfering with the props. Does it have an auto throttle? No. I'm wondering, since the bar is very low for this developer, that we are massively amazed on an improvement. Can we really be objective if we didn't know who made it? Well, Muse, that went over my head. Did you not see me brain trying to figure out? It's a Father Ted reference. I just can't remember it. Right? The bar so low, James Cameron is looking for it. Well, Jesus. Well, put it this way, right? We don't actually know who the developer is other than Captain Sim. Did someone new join their team? Or are they moving in a new direction? We just don't know. But whatever we do want to say...
Dude, have you been drinking?
I have, Ted. I've been drinking like a mad idiot.
Whatever we do want to say, this aircraft, the C-130, it's kind of good. It's pricey though. It is pricey, right? Now the lighting as well. The lighting is pretty. You know, we can mess around with it. We can make things very bright if we want to. So you actually do have a lot of good control over your lighting. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's many buttons. I think it's pretty cool, right? Don't go off the runway, Murphy, you blithering idiot. Anyway, so the night lighting is quite nice. So we'll take it off here for a quick blast, right? And then we are going to be showing off another aircraft. Try to get yourself turned here, Murph. There we go. Realize that was fast. The wipers also work, but I don't think they disperse water. I'm almost certain that they don't. I'm almost certain that they don't. Give us a bit of rain there, Ted. The wipers do nothing. Yeah, it's not unique to Captain Sim. A few clouds. Turn off the wipers. Okay. Let's fly. Alright, take a power set. Speed alive. See what I mean with the sounds? Like, look at the tiller moving. I'm doing that with my rudder paddles. There's 100. 110. Oopsie daisy. Let's have a look at the gear animation underneath. The gear animation is nice. Look at that. Flaps in. And this thing can move. This will get to about 300 knots. It can move. All our different viewpoints. Sounds like a Skoda. Look at that, lads. Isn't it cool looking? Real sounds are on the Discord. Yeah, look, I'm not saying that they're real sounds. I'm just saying the sounds are... They're not bad, right? They're not bad. Biggest gripe is the whole livery stance. Yeah. Personally, the C-160 is for me. This is not. Yeah, I think so too. And again, lads, you know, if you really want a C-130, this is a great offering. Now, there is some weirdities as well, right? I mean, it wouldn't be me, right, unless I kind of showed off stuff. But this is like a scene out of... Jesus, I don't know what. But I'm going to show you some of the bugs. Well, this one particular bug. I mean, are they sitting on the lap, or are they just... Like, I don't fully understand what's happening in this situation. I mean... The two-headed horse apocalypse, right? Jesus, like, it's like they're dressed up as, right. So they need to fix that. They need to fix that. But it's a superb looking model. Jesus, it's superb looking. Do you know? We have co-joined the twin pilot.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
Right? They're getting intimate. Yeah, can you open the cargo? No, you can't open the cargo doors. I think that's a bug, though. To be fair to be fair, I think that's a bug. Can't open the ramp or the paratrooper doors in flight, which kind of defeats the purpose. But I can tell you, lads, this is not a bad aircraft at all. If you really want to see 130, I think you're going to be happy enough with this purchase. It's a little bit high for me. I think if this was more a €20 or $20 add-on, it would definitely invite more people to kind of take a punt on it. But it handles well. You do get a sense of the scale of the aircraft in its roll, right? It feels heavy. The pitch is a little bit probably too sensitive, but it's nothing that's going to make you go, ah! But the long and the short of it is, it's not a bad add-on for what it is. And if this is going to be, you know, the incoming of, you know, an updated, newly focused Captain Sim, well then this does have significant impact going forward. If, however, it's a one-off fluke, well then this would go without a shadow of a doubt into the all-time record books as being the very best aircraft Captain Sim has released in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, or you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But I think if you'd like a C-130, I don't think you'd be upset with this. Bearing in mind, DCS, of course, is going to have an amazing option. And we know that Blackbird Simulations, formerly Milviz, well, they're making one of these as well. Right? So, there we have it. The C-130 Hercules from Captain Sim. It's now available to purchase for about 40 bucks. Now we're moving on. I want to show you something absolutely cool. If you got a chance to see it already, you know what we're going to show. If you haven't, just check this out. This is an upcoming aircraft from Just Flight, and rumour has it they're releasing this bad boy tomorrow. It features the Piper PA-38, the Tomahawk, a training aircraft, and well, it's a huge dynamic when we go from, you know, one type of airplane to the next. This is a beautiful general aviation aircraft, and I mean, lads, this is beautiful, right? These are the liveries it's going to release with. Now, bearing in mind the aircraft I'm showing, it is pre-release, it's still in development, so if you see anything weird or wonderful, well, don't worry too much. I found a bug. I'm unable to change my avionics from a GTN 750. They're aware, so that'll be fixed. Because you can choose to fly this plane with no avionics, no GPS or with a GPS. Do you know what I mean? So let's see here now. We'll pick another livery to kind of show it off because it's beautiful. We'll go with the yellow. I like the yellow one, lads. I like the yellow one. So I'm going to go down here, down to parts out this neck of the woods, because we're going to go from. How do you pronounce it again?
Hello there.
How do you pronounce it again? Ozymandias, good to see you. How many planes do you have installed at the moment? 303. I'm that idiot. I have 303. Right, we're going to start off over here, sure. And load in, and hopefully it doesn't break. Tauranga. Thank you. Tauranga. Yes, Tauranga. Tauranga. Well done, lads. Teaching me, you know, looks like an SR-22 a bit. It's beautiful. We'll check it out here now, right? And then we're going to showcase the scenery afterwards. Because this is just like beautiful. Wallets on standby for this. Right? It's nighttime, Murphy. You blithering idiot. You had to start at night. Oh, well, it is. It's not even nighttime in New Zealand. Or is it? Live time should be morning time. There we go. So we'll go live. So now
Dreamy,
again,
sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
that scared the crap out of me. I can't fix this, unfortunately. Right? State saving. I still can't change it. Let's not worry about it too much. What I want to show you here, I got the tow bar in there, right? So this is an upcoming aircraft from Just Flight. They've been working on the Tomahawk for quite some time. Jesus, my lights are very bright. Why do they keep doing that, lads? Every time I try to fix it, they come back and they absolutely blind me. Stupid lights. Go down there now, you devil, yeah, and go down there, you devil, yeah. Right, grand. That's a little bit better, a little bit calmer. Right. So, yes, a quintessential general aviation airplane is, of course, that of the Tomahawk. And, well, Piper built this, I don't want to say to compete directly with something like, you know, the Cessna 150s or so. But in terms of its carrying capacity, in terms of the size, it's not a million miles from something like a Cessna 150. It's probably as capable as something like a Cessna 172, but there's only 2 seats in it. But I think looking at it from the exterior, and there's a lot to see with this airplane, from the exterior, this is one of the nicest modelled and textured aircraft I've ever seen in the sim. I think Just Flight have once again managed to raise the bar here, because it's just gorgeous. Now, if general aviation aircraft aren't your thing, well then this won't be your thing. If you know, if you're happier in the airliner or, you know, combat aircraft or even the turboprop faster stuff, but I still think you're going to get great enjoyment out of this. There is consequence here on a massive scale. Damage modelling, wear and tear, failures, it's all there, right? It's all there. And that's, you know, grouped together with the visuals that I think are absolutely gorgeous and the sound set for this aircraft. The sound that Just Flight have managed to capture here, well, we'll be going through it now in a second. But look at the friggin' textures, look. Aren't they absolutely insanely good? Absolutely insanely good on this aircraft. I think it's just stunning. It's on a scale of just holy moly. Isn't it though? Like, look, reflections, all the PBR doing the reflection stuff, all the rivets, right? Look at the reflection on the door going back onto the friggin' fuselage, look. Look at the detailing. It's absolutely staggering, right? Reminds me of the main character in Disney's planes. Yeah, kinda, yeah. Even the tie-downs, look. The textures on the hook, the textures on the friggin' bits of, I mean, look at the state, right? Beautiful. So as we kind of continue around looking at the exterior, and again, you know, looking at the interior from out here, right, lads, the detail is just shocking. It's shocking. Beautiful. And like, you kind of, it's funny, like, I don't know, do we kind of expect this level now from Just Flight, considering how good the Vulcan, you know, the 146, the F-28, I mean, they're raising the bar consistently, you know. I don't like the yellow though, says King Harry. No, well again, look, there's plenty of liveries, so you're definitely going to find one that suits you. I just think visually this is gorgeous. It's stunning. It's one of the best looking visual representations in the sim. They've done a phenomenal job. Beautiful, right? So let's hop in and see what it's all about, shall we? Yes, we shall. So the aircraft itself, well, let's go to the product page. Holy crap, I pressed a button. Shh. Shh. Right, move this across and don't hit that button again, Murph. Right, so the PA-38 Tomahawk, following on from the popular Arrow series, the Warrior and so on, Just Flight's in-house team developed this highly detailed simulation of the PA-38-112 following comprehensive hands-on research with a real-life Tomahawk, Golf, Bravo, November, Kilo Hotel, based at Goodwood Aerodrome with Sport Air. Already a very popular aircraft on the simulator platform, they're excited to bring us the incredibly detailed rendition of the Tomahawk from Microsoft Flight Simulator. Complete with fully accurate system functionality, high quality modelling and texturing, realistic wear and tear, a variety of customization options, and an immersive sound set recorded from the real aircraft. It's a two-seater piston engine aircraft with a fixed tricycle landing gear, 112 horsepower 4-cylinder engine, and a fixed pitch propeller, the ideal aircraft for touring and also flight training. Tomahawk is flown all around the world, and our add-on reflects that global popularity, the package featuring liveries from the UK, the United States, France, Germany, Australia, and more. It features a native model and 8K PBR materials for the highest possible texture, detail, and clarity. Like, huh? So, we're going to go through it. And I'm almost certain this is coming out tomorrow. So, the aircraft, as I said, there is absolutely consequence. Open the door. Have a listen here for a second. Hear that rattling, ticking noise? That's that gadget just there. Right? And mind your ears now, but I'm not going to go through the full showcase of the sounds, but they are very, very good. Listen to the flaps. Do you hear the spring? Incredible, right? Incredible. That was your back. The sounds here are incredible. Right, so what I'm talking about, it has failures and wear and tear. The condition of the aircraft is at 99%. We're good. 0 hours. Wear rate is realistic. We have this random condition and we can overhaul the aircraft. And we can do a walk around. We have all our options. We can put on additional nav OBS, ADF, and you can change out your GNS or GPS unit. The walk around feature of this. Out the door, and we have a couple of things we can check on. Now, it's kind of A2A-esque, kind of. So, for example, it's saying, look, these are the checks you need to carry out. Aileron, flap, and the fuel. Okay, well, let's check on the aileron. And you can click it directly. And you can see here on the right-hand side, it's giving you the information. Left aileron condition is okay. If it wasn't okay, you click repair. it's repaired. The sounds, right? Flap, check the flap. Flap is good. And now our fuel quantity, or you can click on the fuel cap, and then you can refuel it. Brilliant. Let's go to the next station. So from here, right, what are we looking for? Do you hear the footsteps walking around? Like the sounds, right? Brilliant. So the chocks, we want to remove those. Click on the chocks. We selected them here, and we can select toggle tie down or toggle chocks. Right? Chocks away. Stall warn check. Click on this. Stall warning. Condition says okay. Now here's the thing, and this is stuff I figured out the other day, right? If you were to turn on the battery, and we go back to this check the stall warn now. Right? Like, there's detailing here, lads. Absolutely incredible. And we'll do more. The fuel strain. Check how much water is in the fuel, and this will increase over time. Drain the fuel. So you're taking the water out of the fuel. The pitot covers, you need to remove those. So we can repair or toggle. So you can toggle it. Away it goes. And the gear strut, you can actually check the condition of the gear strut. Check that. Or repair it. And then of course you have the tyre. So we can refill the tyre. Or replace it. Brilliant, right? Next station. So we have here chocks removed, yes. Nose tyre, go ahead and check it. All is good. Propeller. Now we would have lost more than your finger, right? What happened there? Well, the battery was on. And the mag was on. Let's try this again with the mag. The mag is the problem. You can have the battery on. The mag was on. You probably shouldn't do it with the battery once the mags are off, but let's go back here. Let's test the prop again. Now that's safer. And you've seen the videos on YouTube. A poor devil, they'll freaking start the thing just by doing this check. Because the mag is still on. Did someone say finger? Was I telling you about my finger earlier on? Lads, I really hurt my finger earlier on. My finger's killing me. But anyway, so that's what you can do there. Remove the chocks. Remove the tow bar. Again, check the fuel. And the gear strut, we're going to check that as well. All as well. Next station. Chocks removed. Check on the right tyre. Check on the engine. All the sounds are incredible. So if we want to refill the oil and replace the oil, you have sound effects for everything. Isn't it brilliant? What else now? Tie down, remove. Again, fuel. And we can check on the gear strut all as well. Back here, same crack. Aileron. Condition is okay. Flap. Fuel check. And we'll go 50%. You gotta love the sounds. Next station. So we're going to say the elevator. We're going to check this. Elevator's up here. And those sounds are incredible. Condition is good. Check the rudder. Like you're hearing the sounds. And then the antennas. Comm nav, transponder, and ADF. How good is that? And that concludes our walk around check. Isn't it brilliant? Were the flaps checked up or down? They were checked up, but we could drop them down. Bloody Slack, good to see you. Right, so we're going to get this aircraft into a position whereby we can fly the gadget. Door closed. Latched. Door closed. Latched. Overhead and lock.
Oh, behave.
The sounds are amazing. Prime TMP, thank you very much. The sounds are amazing, right? Right, battery on. Now, and even listen to the vents. There are so many unique sounds. Anti-collision lights come on. Carb heat. Can you hear ever so gently a little. Do you hear that ticking? They're the strobe lights. They're the strobe lights. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Right. Now let's see here. What we want to do, we want to start the machine. So our fuel tanks left and right, so we're going to turn them on. We'll go to the right tank. Get some nav lights on. And you do have circuit breakers modelled. They work. Parking brake is engaged. You'll also notice I can't move the rudder pedals. I can use the brakes, but the rudder pedals, it's simulating the weight on the front wheel, and it's all connected, so you can't move the rudder because the friction is there. Now once we start moving, that friction becomes less and less, and then you have nose wheel steering. They've even done that, like, what? Crazy, right? Anyway, let's see, can we start up the machine? So we're going to turn on the fuel pump. We're going to add in mixture. Fuel pressure is now alive. We can add in some prop to get it up there. We're going to prime the engine. Open the throttle. Open our window. Mags right, left, both. We say clear prop. Oh, yes. Mixture out a little bit. RPM is looking good. Close the window. Alternator on. Fuel pump off at the moment. Heater heat can come on. And now we have these incredible sounds. They're so nice, right? Look at the prop animation as well. It's gorgeous. No vibrations. On the startup? Well, there are. You can see the thing shaking. It shakes. I'll show you again. I agree they might be a little bit subtle, but they are there. Pretty good. Let's have a listen. Sounds in this thing are fantastic. It's gorgeous. Right, now what else I want to do? It's time to go flying. So landing light on. Fuel pump, we'll have it on for takeoff. And we'll start taxiing. So off the brakes. Brakes off. Start taxiing. On, Betsy. There we go. Okay, so we want to... Can we taxi up this way? We kind of can. Let's see what happens, right? Isn't it gorgeous, though? It's a beautiful little plane, this. And even the sound of the terrain beneath us, listen. So, on the grass, right? All the rattles. and then on tarmac. Yeah, so if you wanted additional kind of shaking and rattling and rolling, yeah, absolutely. You can use something like FS Realistic. I still think it's good though. Spin around this side. Cool, I think the price is in around 30 bucks. I think. I think Just Flight said they're releasing this tomorrow. We're actually on a bit of a roadway there, but we'll get onto the taxiway now. Turn right here. It's so nice, this thing. Like, it's gorgeous. I'm gonna check out the scenery now when we get back down. Flight control test. The sounds are so immersive. So this is the sound over tarmac, onto the grass. Back onto the tar. Isn't that very good? I mean, that's very good. Okay, coming up to the runway. I heard this plane had a reputation of being a handful. So, that's how it hurt my finger. This thing is known for spinning. And I have to say, I already broke it once on Sunday trying to spin it. But we'll see what happens. Right, park and brake on. Mixture rich. And we are going to do a mag test. In the RPM up to about 1850. There we go. Okay, we'll do a mag test. We'll go to left. There's a drop. Back to both. Onto the right mag. There's a drop. Back to both. Carb heat. There's a drop. And idle. Make sure it doesn't cut out. Run up complete. Super. Okay, off the brakes. We'll go with a notch of flaps. There we go. And here's something to show you as well, right? The cast ring. Look at the wheel, right? I can't move that. I'm moving me rudder pedals. It's not budging. Bit of speed. Now it moves. So it's modelling that friction. Do you know what I mean? Look how good it looks. Stunning. Okay. Line up. And, well, let's go flying, shall we? Power coming in. Takeoff power set. Airspeed alive. There's 50 knots. 55. Yep, see daisy. That was sporty. Just Flight makes some quality stuff, they really do. This is beautiful, lads. Like, it's definitely not going to win any, you know, high-speed awards. This is a slow-moving aircraft. Ideal for training and ideal for just rambling around. I mean, look at the view you have out the windows. There is superb visibility. Superb visibility. So, climbing nicely. Out over the bay. Just Flight chooses when they want to make good stuff, i.e. the Concorde. They didn't make the Concorde, Captain Gaiman. DC Designs made the Concorde. Just Flight were just the publisher. I almost lost my primary teacher with the trauma. He decided to do 4 secondary spins in a row. What? Such a fun plane to fly in real life. So, like, I'll break this now trying to do a spin. But I'll show you what'll happen, right? So there's 1,000 feet. They also, for handiness, right? A couple of things Just Flight have done. So this EFB, we can adjust the trim sensitivity, which is so good. But they also thrown in an autopilot. So if you just want to sit back and cruise along, I mean, it'll follow its own autopilot. Super handy. The real aircraft, of course, doesn't have an autopilot. Know what I mean? And the EFB comes with the usual array of Navigraph, your flight plan, a map. You can put in some notes, checklists, calculator for top of descent, and so on. It's brilliant, right? Brilliant. So we're a little bit low to kind of throw a spin into this. We'll get a bit of speed up. 5,000 was the minimum altitude. Hello, Flo. Bring us up here now. Let's go to 6.5. Right, we're going to try a spin. Wish me luck now, friends. Hold the nose. Power out. There's the stall. There's the drop. Oh, she nearly spawned. Spin. There's a spin. Oh, Jesus. Try and get out of the spin without breaking it, Murphy. No, I've broken it. I've already broken it. The elevator is shagged. I've just broke my elevator. Oh no! Elevator gone. Aileron's gone. Rudder gone. I'm after breaking the whole... Oh, Jesus. Yeah, we overstressed it and my plane is now... Oh, bother. I log in and the first word I hear out of Murph was balls.
Houston, we have a problem.
I hurt me finger as well, Colonel Fork. A proper ouchie. Now, can I fix this in the air? No. I don't think so. No.
Can I get a refund?
I can fix it in the mid-air. Brilliant. Hear those sounds? Incredible. Like, just incredible. Do you know what I mean? That's going to take a lot of practice on my behalf to figure out how not to, like, you know, die doing a spin. Check out the flyby sound, lads. It's beautiful. Turn it up there now, Sharon. Isn't it gorgeous? Quick, Murph, take control of the airplane before you end up in a mess. Full power in the spin until you are stable. Have I leaned it? Yeah, look. I've leaned it. Whoops. Okay, so back to the airport. I've turned off all the damage stuff because I'm an idiot. But look, check out the area of this location that I still can't pronounce, but I'll give it a shot. Tauranga. Look at the state. Isn't this beautiful, lads? Look at the state of this. You have photogrammetry in this area, and then you have a highly detailed airport. Not full power, pull the power. Oh yeah. I knew that. Sure I did. Look at this. Stutters on final. Easy. Easy. Oh, Jesus. Touchdown from the external view, no less. Ah, brilliant. Did you hear the tire sounds? Absolutely gorgeous. What do we think of this machine, lads? It's right. Kmart is still open. Touraloo relay. Better get the wheels. That was fine. 255 feet per minute. Totally fine. So, Tauranga. Let's go check out this airport, right? Kia ora. Mechanical Madness. Great to see you, man. Not a patch on the Dash 7. Try that in an F-16. Very good, but I do need another G8. This thing is just stunning. Right, let's go to here. Stop her down and park her up, right? Okay, park and brake. Beautiful. Kill the mixture. Beautiful. I mean, how pretty and nice is this? Right? Absolutely stunning. So what we're going to have a look at next, lads, is this. A brand new release from NZA Simulations. And it's part of their Proline series. Like some of these sceneries that the Proline stuff have, it's incredible. Now, it is a pricey add-on, but get this. There are 3 airports included. November Zulu, Tango Golf, Whiskey Victor, and Oscar India. There's also a helipad or a heliport included here as well. So the airport located 3 kilometers from the city of Tauranga in the Bay of Plenty region. In the region, we also included the hospital heliport, the Waihi Beach Aerodrome, and also the Motiti Island. Take a tour of the region's stunning beaches as you fly past Mount Manguani, Guan Jesus, and Motiti Island, and over the picturesque landscapes. 3 airports, full 3D custom modelled airport including all the surrounding buildings, classic flyer museum at 5 aircraft including the National Airways Corps, the de Havilland DH-114 Heron. Other feature points include the Tauranga port with custom models, the Mount Maunganui. My pronunciation is on fire tonight. My finger's very sore, that's why I can't pronounce things. But yes, what else do we have? The island reworked for high quality with custom buildings, cliffs, and an avocado orchard, no less. Full PBR true to life runways and aprons, high resolution custom ground, aerial imagery, custom approach, runway and apron lighting. GSX profiles included, and it needs the world update for New Zealand to work. They do have a superb video here that we showed last week, and they're also going to be working on, I think it's Tianu next. Beautiful, right? It's available right now. It's about 1.5 gigs when it's installed, right? It comes with a nice PDF as well. Because I think they have a way of kind of showing you the region where everything is. Look. So here's the main airport, then the hospital, then you have the beach strip, and then you have the avocado airstrip. It's a beautiful region to go exploring in, right? Some performance guides here to help, set things up. And then the usual array of, why is it working, why isn't it working? NZA Simulations, they do some beautiful things. But let's go exploring, shall we? And let's see what we can see, right? NZA for the win. These lads are so good at what they do, it's frightening, right? It's frightening. So we'll start off on the land side of the airport and look at all the buildings that they've included, right? We'll go down the road here because you do have photogrammetry out the road, and they've even put in a Bunnings warehouse building, right? So we'll kind of start off here. This is like the turn off down into the area where they go from kind of photogrammetry, which, you know, there's only so much you can do with that, towards the airport itself. So they do have Bunnings. That's like a Woody's DIY, Harvey, or not Harvey, B&Q, that kind of jazz, yeah? So we'll ramble in this way, look. So here's the classic flyers. Look at this. Like, it's highly, highly detailed. No Skodas, though. There's no Skodas, lads, right? You saw that place when you were there? Nice. Cafe and a bar, right? Isn't it gorgeous? The detailing is off the friggin' chart here, right? Look at the aircraft. That's like the front of an Alouette 3, but it's not an Alouette 3. That's an Ipanema. An Embraer Ipanema. That's awesome. The historic aircraft look. Like, look at the textures even on like the taxiways and stuff. Like, it's done so well. Look at the stuff you can fly in. Aerobatic aircraft, Stearman, Harvard, jets, tailwheel, Tiger Moth. Even a Chipmunk, lads. Deadly. So it's done very, very well, I think. So then we have airport parking over here. We'll go back over there now in a second. But from this side, you can just look at all the different hangars and... Do you know what I mean? Great detailing. And tons of static stuff on the ground. Tons of stuff. All the hangars, look. That's so cool. Jesus, they even have bicycles. They've even included bicycles. Right? A C-130H. Is that what it was? That looks like the fuselage of an ATR. I could be wrong though. Doesn't it? Looks like it. Right, let's ramble back from these hangars and we'll go up towards the main airport itself, right? Where all the parking and all that jazz is. So we can go in this way. And again, all the buildings around the area. Do you know what I mean? So we're at the roundabout. And like even the signs on the roundabout. Do you know what I mean? Welcome to the Bay of Plenty. I love this. Adventure helicopters. Like, look at the detail even coming in here. Like, you know what I mean? Car park pricing. Jesus. How to pay. That's not my car. Adventure helicopters. The Aero Club. Like, there's lots and lots going on here. Right, so I want to go over this way. And again, look, all the amount of cars. Like, the amount of objects here. And, like, the FPS. It's incredible. Drop off car park. Like, look at that. Like, I mean, it's friggin' picture perfect stuff here, look. There's a fella out for an L morning stroll. Good morning. So at the main kind of, entrance to the place, the car park is done very, very well. And they have some custom assets put in there. High ace for the win. Taxis. There's no Skodas. There's a big Mercedes, though. Plenty of Toyotas. Right now. Nope. Mitsubishis. I don't think they have Skodas out that neck of the woods. Things went south. Good to see you, man. Are they having an argument? Oh, no, they're laughing. Your one is... sure, she's screaming, laughing. Screaming with the laughter. Right, okay. Shall we ramble inside to have a closer look? Because they've done the interior. Do you know what I mean? Abdullah the Baker, welcome in. That's because Skodas break. What? No, they don't. What are you talking about? Check the skip. Check the skip. Hemingboard! Right, here we go. Air New Zealand. Kia ora. Did you do the same? Does your bag fit in the box? We're just sheep. We're just sheep, lads. So there's Teddy talking to Mina, or is it Mina? Could be Mona. Look, the detailing, look. Air New Zealand, even on the screens on that side. Friggin' nuts. She's checking in. She's heading away somewhere. Ooh, information. Is there something on the screen? No. NZA mouse pad though. That's pretty awesome. Look at the detailing in here. Welcome to Tauranga. Tauranga. Look. Why didn't I just come here? Tauranga. It's Tauranga. Brilliant. There's Oscar Garder. Check the clocks. Get out of town, will you? Look at that. That's fantastic. All the clocks work. That's ridiculous. Huh? Defibrillator. Jesus. Right, toilets. Did they model the toilets now? No. That's a very unusual toilet, isn't it? Oh, it's very narrow. Right, now, let's go up here, look. I want to say that's a bit of grass, but I don't know exactly what we're looking at. It's literally a bit of grass in a box. I don't know what the importance is. But anyway, so there's Oscar and Oscar. An aviator, no doubt. Arrivals, yes. How are you getting on? Are you enjoying your day so far? Brilliant, Jill. Yeah, very good. Oh, cool, look at all this. Ooh. The face of Tomahawk. That's so cool, isn't it? It provides a hint of hidden treasures. Right, let's go down this way. I love this level of detail. Like, you absolutely can go exploring. Your trusted local taxi service. You gotta love it. 004 Aviation, you take care. My dude, have a great one. There's foodage. No ID, no service. Ah, alcohol will not be served to anyone who is intoxicated. Now, point of order and a formal protest. If you have one drink, you're now technically intoxicated. Should it just be said, alcohol won't be served to muppets who had too much alcohol? Oh look, chocolate. Afghan chocolate. The coffee shop. It does look nice, doesn't it? Only 29. Huh? What's only 29? Coffee's 29. Get out of town. A latte. Jesus. A flat white. Cappuccino. How many new coffee names are they going to invent? I mean, like, seriously. Whatever happened to coffee? There's the beverage bar. Thick cut bluebird crisps. Or chips. Right? She's having a bit of cake. She's having an apple and a cookie. Brilliant. Right. Here's a croissant and a bun. Don't play with your food. Those are named for you, right? One zip and your drink is confiscated, right? They don't serve Irish. With every step... Oh no, with you every step of the way. Eve's Real Estate. I mean, like... Oh, there's the baggage claim area. Oh, brilliant. Hertz. Thrifty. Luxury airport shuffles. Right price rentals. Budget Avis and Pacific Rentals. That's very good though, isn't it? I want that one. NZA sim. Look at the detailing here, lads. It's frightening. Right, that's the baggage area. Let's ramble out this way. Is there an upstairs even? Oh, there is! There's John. Well, John, you're on the phone there, John. What was John up to? It's like the lounge, look. Yes. Air New Zealand lounge. With complimentary spa. Now, it doesn't say anywhere up here if you're intoxicated, you can't get more drinks. You see, if you pay a few more bob, lads, you can get yourself happily hammered. So this is like the executive lounge. Do you know what I mean? Isn't it brilliant? Alright, so that was the upstairs.
Dougal, have you been drinking?
I have, Ted. I've been drinking like a mad idiot.
Right, we come down here then, look. I have to say, it's done really well. What's over this side? Nothing. What's down further? Oh, there's more stuff over here. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. Right, so let's go to the air side now, shall we? Are we ready? All together now, out through the doors. They're the sounds the doors don't make. Jesus, look at the detailing, look. All the baggage. We'll ramble down this way now. This is quite impressive. And like, you don't expect kind of anything really less now when it comes to NZA. It's incredible. The 51st and Green Lounge in Dublin. Indeed. Happily hammered. Hey Patrick, good to see you. Cargo operations, pretty good. Right, so you're down by your general aviation stuff. Look at all the hangars here, look. And we got some nice aircraft. Cessna and a Piper. An Arrow, no less. Ooh. Helipads. We got more stuff down here. Oh, look at this. Very good. Adventure helicopters. Aviation insurance solutions. Jesus, they've modelled in here as well, lads. This is ridiculous. What page is he open? Napier Airport. Look at the high resolution photos. Jeez. This is excellent. Nice. They've Cessnas on jacks. Are they actual jacks? They are, look. They have a motor on them. That's super handy for parking. Isn't it? I didn't think they did that with airplanes. Yeah, it's about €19. Yeah, lads, this is incredible. Look at the detailing. It's absolutely brilliant. You gotta love the attention to detail here. Like, it's off the friggin' scale. More hangars. Right? Jesus, you've even more industrial units. These are all custom buildings. All the local buildings, look. All the trucks. There's no Skodas. Just give us a Skoda out with that. All the trees, the vegetation, the friggin' weather sock, look. Incredible. Right, we'll ramble up this neck of the woods, right? Because we'll get up to where the tower is. And then, of course, we have to check out the night lighting. But they've also included other airports and the entire vicinity. But all brand new mesh, all brand new terrain, and they've included the mountain coming in here as well. Look at that. What a beautiful place to go flying in. Nelson is probably my favourite airport. This is definitely up there, though. Like, this is definitely up there. This is superb, lads. Right, up to the tower, look. Nice little picnic area. Pretty good, yes, yes. Look at the detail. Isn't it brilliant, lads? That is so impressive. Change the time of day a bit just to give it a bit of an oomph. Like, it's just incredible. Murph, oh look, it says hello. That's brilliant. You're probably saying, Murph, you keep saying things look incredible, but like, credit where credit is due, lads. This is a deadly airport. Fire truck. What's it say on the notice board? Emergency shower and eye wash. You take a shower and then you have to wash your eyes. Wait, what? Right, now. What do we have here? Not much else out there. It's just the airport itself. All the surrounding buildings, though. Is it a grass runway? Hardly. Plenty of space for one if there is. I mean, there's tires there, right? There is a grass runway, look. It's pretty cool. Let's go perimeter fencing as well. I mean, you gotta love it. Gotta love it. Alright, let's go nighttime. Oh yeah. Shooting stars, did you see it? Brilliant. There's another one. There was a question about shooting stars earlier on, so if I go into SimFX, go to the environment, shooting stars every 2 seconds, 60 in an hour, 10 in an hour, 5, 1, whatever, seasonal, you can put a seasonal, so it'll do these as per, you know, real life, right? So the night lighting, it's subtle, but it's kind of pretty. I love the spill lights. What's it like in the tower now at night? Yeah, it's okay. It's not spectacular, but like, it's accurate, I'd say, based on the airport, right? It's not shocking, but look, Jays, look at the PBR though. That's nice. And then inside as well. It's very moody or something, isn't it? Now, I can't remember the developer, but let's make it rain for a minute. Because I'm almost certain these guys put rain effects on the windows. I could be wrong now. There are no rain effects there. Or there. I wonder, was that Fly Tampa who do the rain effects? What's a Fly Tampa? Just look at the rain coming down though. I said it to Gibbo one day and he didn't believe me, and I'm telling you, one of the developers do that. I would love to do some IF4 flightsim in New Zealand, but they're usually asleep when we go flying. Yeah, 100%. But Dougal, we can plan for it. Again, you know, the Kiwi controllers are really nice. They sound like. And if they know there's going to be a gang of us flying, they'd absolutely jump on. Yeah. But again, it's look at the, right, we make it nighttime in the rain, like look at the friggin' reflections, look. Like that is gorgeous. Look at that, lads. Isn't that superb? Isn't it? That's incredible. It's beautiful. The window rain is Paraguay. Oh, is it? Ah, right. Definitely Paraguay. Gotcha. Thanks, lads. Yeah, it's amazing what some developers can do. What's it like looking into where the Cessnas are being repaired? Or where they're being parked up? I mean, look at the state of that, lads, with the reflections and everything. Isn't it only friggin' gorgeous? Look! With the puddles and all that on the ground, it's absolutely insane looking. Insane. So there we have it. Tauranga, according to the signpost. And, well, I think they've done a great job here. The scenery is available now. It's part of the Proline series for Microsoft Flight Simulator. You can pick it up for around $18. It's more than just the airport. It includes 3 airports, a heliport, and they've modelled in some of the local buildings as well. Look at that. They put in the floodlights. Do they work at night time now, or is that, am I just like, you know? Kinda. They've put lights there. But just the orb lighting though. And even this mountain look. Oh, look at this! Jesus! This is all custom as well. So they've edited the photogrammetry. Look at this date. Hang on a second. Ah, lads, look at the state of that view. It's like out of a freaking postcard. Bring up the wind now a little bit, Jemima. Hang on. Now you're threshing. Look at the state of that. Isn't that beautiful? We have to do a flight here soon. In actual fact, we will be doing a flight here soon. It has to happen. So that concludes this evening's festivities. I want to thank you all so very much indeed for joining me tonight. It was a tough owl shift now, considering how bad me finger actually was. Oz Flight Simmer is here. Ah, brilliant. Hang on a second. I have to tell you something here now. Oz Flight Simmer, welcome up. It's great to see you, Oz. How are you, man? Have I missed it? Wait till I tell you. So I got an oven today, Oz, right? And I fitted a new oven and I cut my finger. I have to be careful how I show this now because people said, Murphy, we're giving people the bird. Here, Jesus, right? But, how do I do this? There, look. You can't really see it now. Although you can.
Allow myself to introduce.
You can see it better like that.
Myself.
That finger there, look. I nearly bled out. I stabbed myself with a bit of copper wiring and it's still very sore. But all is well in the realm. But yes, we've just covered all the flight sim news. It was a busy one tonight. And, well, I want to thank you all so very much indeed for joining us. That's a beautiful sound in the background. Play that at night going to bed. Let's just see what happens and how long you manage to stay in the bed. It's only a nick. Dry your eyes. Are you mad? I nearly passed out. It's not like me to, you know, exaggerate things or repeat myself. That never happens, like, ever, you know. But that's what I do. But anyway, thank you all so very, very much indeed for joining me tonight. We're back to you on Friday as we continue on the flight of the Bremen. We're going to be taking up the BAE 146. And rumour has it, there's a new livery on the way for that. So I'll let you know on Discord what the crack is.
Hello there.
Also, for our ATC VF4 or IF4 series, we have 2 sessions. One tomorrow night at around 18:30 Zulu time. And then one again on Sunday, mainly aimed at those who, well, if you want to kind of, you know, sharpen your skills or do a bit of revision before we move on to lesson 8 coming up this Monday. Well, do be sure you take care. Do be sure you ramble in. It'll be live on our Discord, so we'll expect to see as many of you as we can over on Discord Thursday and Sunday. And how many times has Murph mentioned the finger? I'd say twice, maybe 3 times now that you brought it back up. That's all. But, right. So tonight we did check out a Captain Sim C-130, which I think we were all a bit kind of, huh? Right? Like it or hate it, it's what it is. I think it's good. The incredible preview of the preview of the incredible upcoming PA-38 Tomahawk and this incredible airport here from NZA simulations. Absolutely incredible, lads. I highly recommend this scenery. If you're looking for somewhere new to go exploring, the airport can take in larger aircraft as well, and it's just incredibly nice. So I want to thank you all for joining me, for all the support, to our team of mods, to everyone on YouTube, to everyone here on Twitch. Thank you all so very, very much indeed. And well, I'll see you again on Friday as we fly with the Bremen. Till then, take care. I forgot to mention, I hurt me finger earlier on. If anyone would like to know what happened, the story is there at the start of the video. It's important now. It's quite the emotional roller coaster.
I was just about to score.
Give Ireland, you have been beaten 13-2. Wait now, did I score more goals in this game than you did in the last 2 combined?
No, but see, the thing.
Holy crap. Holy crap. We're going in. That's it. There's no turning back at this stage. Jesus, mind the Bears. Look at this big Jesus. Oh no, we're actually dying. Quick, get out. Oh no, we're Jesus. Oh. I'm a little teapot short.
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Here is me handle and here is me spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me shout. Just tip me over and pour me out. There's the roundabout. Easy now, Murph, easy. Yeah, add a bit of stink there now. What's the job? Bit of stall. Now we're talking. Now, oh, Jesus. Get in there now, you divil you. We're looking better here now, lads. Oh, that was painful. Get down. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no, we tipped it over. We're now, like, eating the ground like an ostrich. For a warbird, it's one of the finest warbirds ever released in Microsoft Flight Simulator, considering you have the excellent work of Flying Iron. This thing, because of the extra features, because of the Jesus, because of the optimization, because of how well it looks and sounds, even flying this thing gives you an experience you probably haven't got already in the sim when it comes to flying a warbird. It feels... What? Oh, hang on! Gimmo, I'm inside you. I can't believe I said that, but I am. Look!
Oh, man. He's buying me dinner first.
I thought you said you were on the left. For God's sake, man. Jesus. Well, I'll have to do some sort of explaining to Mr. Tuto. Right,